Tonight, Disneyland Resort announced they're building new lands for both Disneyland and DCA across the street. A perfect complement to Walt's hub and spoke design. Bob Chapek is putting a nail in each tire. I butchered that. Let's move on. Cast member was fired for drinking from decorative fountains at Disney Springs and going into the wedding pavilion. It's good to know he was not one of the 32,000 people the company fired for no reason. The Agrabah Bazaar has reopened in Adventureland for parking, strollers, and overflow seating at Aloha Isle. Ah, yes. He's got 75 golden strollers. Coconut Dole Whips. He has 53. Yeah, that's the song, right? Yeah. I wish we wrote more. We didn't.
Oh, man.
It was, the Disneyland story really held us up today. You've read WDW News Today. Now it's time for WDW News Tonight.
Live from Orlando, Florida, it's WDW News Tonight. Tonight, March Madness continues as we debate more backstories. Cornac the Magnificent stops by, and we discuss that new Disneyland expansion. All that and more here on News Tonight. And now, here is your host, Tom Corliss.
Hello, I'm Tom Corliss, and we were doing 4-hour shows long before the Snyder Cut made it cool. Actually, we talked about it. This show was almost in black and white.
Amazing.
Came this close to happen. Thank you for joining us. Please hit that like button, and if you haven't, please subscribe for more genuine content and, of course, the occasional nonsense like this program. All 4 hours of it.
Yeah,
I hope it's not 4 hours.
I'm glad I'm just here safely tonight because I didn't think I'd make. Well, I didn't think I'd make it home safe last week. I was falling asleep at the wheel. I was half off the road. I was exhausted.
These are probably not things you should tell me.
No one knows. Look, who cares at this point, right? You weren't driving next to me. Were you at like 4 a.m. going to
The people who watch
Florida?
this show, it's totally possible.
No one was up that late.
That's true. You do live in the middle of nowhere.
I do. I do. It was a heck of a trek.
Yeah.
Heck of a trek.
Heck of a trek. Taking that.
Tired. I almost slept with the raccoons over by the
boat.
dumpster.
Taking that kink boat home.
Yeah, the kink boat.
The Mike Kink boat.
Yeah, there's no time for any kink boat in that night.
4 a.m. I find to be peak kink boat time. Now the news. Brought to you by the WDWNT Interglobe Society. Spared no expense.
That just added an extra 5 minutes onto the show.
Oh, and never in the chat's like, could play it again? The news opening was good. Could you play
You have a
again?
choice. It's either that again or Spike the Bee.
I super chatted for the news intro. Could you play it again?
Yeah.
Disneyland has unveiled plans for a theme park expansion as well as new retail, hotel, and parking projects. Wait, this isn't a rerun. Don't go to another video. I know this may seem like old news. It's not. Disneyland Forward is Disney's effort to work with the city to grow the Disneyland Resort post-pandemic. Disney will be asking the city to approve plans to add a mix of theme park, hotel, retail, dining, and entertainment on the eastern and western edges of the Disneyland Resort. Walt Disney World is also embarking on their own revitalization project. Theirs is called Disney Backwards. Regrets.
We all miss Maelstrom, so we want to go backwards and relive.
The West Side expansion envisions new theme park lands on the former, what will be the former Downtown Disney and Lilo and Stitch parking lots, situated between the existing Disneyland Hotel and the Paradise Pier Hotel. Disney is asking Anaheim to allow them to remove the parking lots and the people who live in them for them to build this.
Wow.
Them to build this project. Originally, there goes half the audience. Originally, there was some confusion amongst news outlets at today's announcement if this was a new park, but they're actually just expansions of Disneyland and California Adventure. The confusion coming from their location in relation to the theme parks they are in, because they're actually, it's totally normal to build lands across major roadways with just a narrow path between them. Totally normal. Thing they do all the time.
Go above, you can go under.
My favorite part of Main Street is when you go under the tunnel to Fantasyland, like that 6-minute walk.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's cool. The DisneylandForward.com website states that the lands could include Frozen, Peter Pan, and Tangled, already announced for Disney Sea's Fantasy Springs, as well as Zootopia from Shanghai Disneyland, Toy Story Land from Hollywood Studios, oh boy, and Tron Light Cycle Run, which is currently under construction at the Magic Kingdom. Yeah, the design team only had a weekend, so there was a lot of copying and pasting to do. The ropes course goes here. Yeah, we're definitely going to get a ropes course in America. That's gonna happen. The existing Toy Story parking lot on Harbor Boulevard, just across the street from the Anaheim Convention Center, will be turned into a new shopping and dining district, much like Disney Springs at Walt Disney World or Disneytown in Shanghai. In fact, the Gideon's Bakehouse virtual queue there is already at 4 hours. Not even built yet.
It's worth it.
Yeah. Cookie of the month, repurposed asphalt from the downtown Disney lot. And salt. It's salted.
It's salted. That's what makes it. Yeah. The sea salt.
Of course, it wouldn't be a Disneyland expansion plan without a parking garage. Of course, Disney has a rich tradition of garages, as Walt built one right in his own backyard. Legend has it he wanted a bigger one, and thus Disneyland was born. That's what happened. He used to drive his car around his backyard parking lot all the time. During an interview with Bloomberg's Emily Chang, Disney CEO Bob Chapek discussed the improvement of guest satisfaction when the parks reopened worldwide. Chapek stated that guest satisfaction scores have improved since the parks have reopened, explaining that guests are more satisfied than they were prior to the pandemic. It's hard to tell if this is a lie, a half-truth, or a scorching indictment on whoever was running the parks prior to the pandemic. I mean, it does make sense if you think about it. Runaway Railway did open just before the pandemic, so it's possible. I don't like it. Yeah, I know. I know. Chapek believes, quote, it's going to create a reemergence scenario where magic is going to be even greater for our guests when they do come back to our parks. Ah, yes, the magic of the unfinished Tron canopy, the blue weatherproofing on Guardians of the Galaxy, and the grassy knoll in the middle of Epcot. Such magic, much fun.
Well, if there's less to do, there's less to complain about. Right?
I don't know, rolling around AstroTurf sounds better than most of Epcot currently.
You could have a movie on the lawn. That would be fun.
Only if it's Moana, Ratatouille, or Guardians of the Galaxy.
Right.
Tonight's movie. That's the resort. They don't build a lawn at the Epcot Hotel. They just walk them out to the middle of the park. Rapper Joey, I don't think I could say this guy's last name. I'm going to say
Money.
Rapper Joey Badass, which I think is also Disney Security's code name for me, has posted a video on Instagram of cast members at the Transportation and Ticket Center who would not allow his family entry because his autistic cousin wasn't wearing a mask. The video has already reached more people than any of his music. Today, the state of Florida announced that starting Monday, anyone over the age of 40 is now eligible for the COVID-19 vaccine, and anyone over 18 will be able to be vaccinated starting April 5th. Yep. This is expected to have no impact on Nick's social life.
Wow. That hurts.
Eric wrote it. I didn't write it. The world's most magical celebration begins October 1st, 2021, and Florida car owners can get ready to celebrate with Disney by purchasing the first ever Walt Disney World Resort specialty license plate. The design of the unique plate, featuring the iridescent 50th anniversary castle logo on a majestic royal blue background, makes up the license plate. Sadly, the words unscrupulous or Chapek sucks were both not available upon request. Someone already has them. I don't know who.
So what are you going with?
I think just WDWNT.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Right?
Sure.
Then they can find you.
You can only put so many letters.
I know.
Yeah. What are you going to put?
I don't know. I haven't thought about it yet.
Kink.
Maxi Man.
King boat, yeah.
Oh.
Maxi van.
Yeah.
Just Maxi.
Maxi.
There you go. Disney has been looking for ways to minimize guest contact points upon entering the parks, and this week they tested out facial recognition technology at the Magic Kingdom. Guests scan their pass or Magic Band like normal, but then a computer performs a complicated set of calculations to verify a number of facial features, and guests are quickly admitted to the park. This is from the same company that accidentally sends your orders to Toledo, Ohio, because they don't know how zip codes work, by the way. Yeah, they can't count poster inventory. They're going to count how many people come in the park, though. Limited edition 300. We sold 1,000. What's park capacity New Year's Eve? You can't move. Announced earlier this year. Did I break Wolf? Yes. Announced earlier this year, Disney is building on the original story of the Jungle. Oh, this is going to be bad. Story of the Jungle Cruise at Disneyland Park and Magic Kingdom as part of an initiative to be more inclusive. The enhancements include several new scenes guests will experience along the river, all interconnected. For those looking to take a dive deeper into the backstory, Disney released a newspaper clip centered around Alberta Falls, the granddaughter of world-renowned Dr. Albert Falls, as the proprietor of the Jungle Navigation Company Limited. In this new story, Albert Falls has gone missing, leaving Alberta to run the company because he was a man and he probably deserved it. In this story. Oh, it gets worse. In the story, it was she who turned the Skipper Canteen from a mess hall, a sea meeting place, and private offices into a restaurant for the public. Now the story is being expanded that Alberta is actually the one who founded the legendary Jungle Cruise tour service. So Albert Falls has had all of his accomplishments erased, like Michael Eisner. You've been Igered. The newspaper also mentions the Society of Explorers and Adventurers, an organization that has grown into the Jungle Cruise story the last couple years. Alberta even calls out her first visit to Mystic Point, home of Mystic Manor, Hong Kong Disneyland. In the new story, it's revealed that Henry Mystic was a misogynist, and his niece Henrietta Mystic inherits the house, and his monkey, who undergoes a sex change to become Alberta the monkey, named after Henrietta's friend, Alberta Falls. So it's quite the new backstory.
Does this mean we have to start March Madness over again?
No, that's next year's March Madness is characters that are canceled.
Okay.
We could add Albert Falls and Henry Mystic to that.
Mr.
Henry
Potato
Mystic,
Head.
heir to the Mystic iced tea fortune, of course. Zach Ridley. Just gonna keep going. Zach Ridley, Epcot vintage plate collector and portfolio creative executive at Walt Disney Imagineering, has shared a first look at the new lighting coming to Spaceship Earth at Epcot. What Ridley refers to as one of the points of light is not yet installed permanently, but was hung as a test recently. Once fully installed, none of us will go again. The lighting fixture can have different colors shining out of the front of it, as well as on the sides. This has never been done before in human history. Another Disney first. We have all these park icons here, and now we gotta update them, right?
Oh no.
All right, there we go. All right, it's Spaceship Earth. I got it. All right, that's one.
Oh, look at that.
One there. Another one there.
Wow.
Another one.
Someone get the lights.
Oh.
Oh, it's
They're
three.
also supposed to be on.
Three. They change color.
Oh, there we go.
It's an Incredibles night.
Put on some Spotify music, quick!
Tom's just peeling up Spaceship Earth.
Spotify
Oh,
music.
Jafar. Oh.
There we go.
There we go.
Bop
It's the
it.
4th of July.
Twist it.
It's the 4th of July.
Beautiful.
Someone turn it on. Hold on, I have to set the teleprompter back a whole story now. Because that took longer than we thought it was going to take. Oh. Meanwhile,
How quick you
Lucas
thought
is
you
at
could
home.
hang
He's
the
like, he's
lights.
damaging my woodwork. There's marks on it now. All for a cheap laugh. Back in 2017, we learned of a rumored hotel to be built somewhere near the entrance of Epcot. However, there's been no news since then, really, and several construction projects obviously have been delayed or canceled at Epcot due to COVID-19. 3 years later, real estate agent Ken Posick has discovered information pointing to the revitalization of the project. And he shared a report last updated on February 4th indicating bidding has begun on the Epcot Hotel. The report refers to it as the Epcot Future World Hotel, but of course Future World will not be called that by the time the hotel would be open. It will of course be called Junk Heaps East and West. We of course indicated two possible spots for the hotel, the first being Site A, which is in front of the park, and Site B, which is Isla Sonar. Site B. Yeah, that's Site B. A couple people got it. Went over better than my W.B. Mason joke would have went. That we had to write it out. People didn't know what W.B. Mason was. Shanghai Disney Resort. You can stop showing the dance. Shanghai Disney Resort has announced the year of magical surprises to celebrate its 5th birthday. The surprise, you'll never know where someone will pee next.
No.
Surprise, it's right into your Peter Pan boat. Pixie dust. Sparkling. Up to 4 times per day, Mickey and Minnie, in their special birthday attire, not their birthday suits, will present the new Disney surprise show on the Pepsi E stage in Tomorrowland. Selected guests will then have the opportunity to spin the AutoZone surprise wheel to win bigger surprises, and be sure to pick up your Wells Fargo popcorn bucket throughout the celebration. There's your Wells Fargo popcorn bucket. How far can you go? Not to Shanghai. Travel's not allowed. According to Kyoto News, Tokyo Disney Resort will reportedly be introducing mobile order soon. It's unknown if the Oriental Land Company will be developing their own system, or it'll be like the ones used at Disneyland or Disney World. But there are more efficient systems, like just texting Spencer. Get me the calzone at... Never mind. 3 Little Green Men mochi. Over at Disney Springs, the Ganachery released a boozy bourbon bunny this week. They're chocolate bunnies filled with chocolate bourbon. This presents an interesting Easter challenge where our own Pete Carney will attempt to drink 40 of these and wake up within 3 days. Will he rise? We don't know. That's the news. Who brings us the news?
This program and many more are brought to you by WIGS, the WDWNT Interglobe Society. Support WDWNT to get early and exclusive access to content you can't find anywhere else, including exclusive post shows for WDW News Tonight and Park Center each week, exclusive programs detailed and ride rehab watches, access to our Discord community, and much more starting at just $2 a month. For more information, go to patreon.com/WDWNT or visit WDWNT.com and click the Patreon link. Join WIGS and help make this and other shows happen.
All right, we are going to take a quick commercial break. When we come back, we're getting right into it. March Madness, our Disney Parks Backstories continues. That and more tonight. Stick around. Oh, it's...
So, the rides of Cars Land aren't allowed to open yet, but that doesn't mean you can't have fun with your favorite characters from Disney Pixar's Cars, as Radiator Springs comes to life every day with Lightning McQueen's Tailgate Party at Disney California Adventure. Why irritate your kids with waiting in 30-minute lines for food booths when they could be entertained by this Piston Cup champion and his lovely pit crew? Flo will even provide some high-octane refreshments for the kiddos. Your children will be captivated as Lightning McQueen teaches them important life lessons.
Okay, so you poke a hole in the bottom of the can with a car key, and then you...
You turn on with a key? Like, aren't you just alive? Or does another car turn you on every day in your world?
Don't worry about that right now. Now raise the can up over your mouth and then open it with the regular tap, and the juice will rush down your throat.
You can't even do it. You don't have arms.
Okay, kids. Blow like a Cadillac, drink like a Beamer. 3, 2, 1, ka-chow!
Don't miss a surprise appearance by everyone's favorite tow truck, Mater!
I'm the world's best backwards driver! Yeehaw! Woohoo!
Let's not forget Philosophy from Fillmore. I'm telling you, man, that third harmonious barge is even bigger than the other two. Art Class with Ramon.
The secret to a good paint job is to be a little buzzed when you start. I was blasted when I started out Cinderella's castle. I think the pink turned out pretty good.
And of course, Racing Tips from Luigi.
You must eat the tonies to get the proper amount of gas needed to get to top speed. Pit stop! Then you will take a very long, uncomfortable pit stop, yes.
Learn life tips from Sally.
And so, anyway, if you make the wrong choices in life, sometimes you end up living near hillbillies. I was a lawyer, you know, but hey, at least I married rich.
Lightning McQueen's Tailgate Party.
Chuck, 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 Chuck!
Hey, who did this to my piston cup?
They did what, your cup?
Only at the rideless bar version of Disney California Adventure. everything. It's been J-Pack all along. Who's been pulling every evil string? It's been J-Pack all along. He's unscrupulous, full of ruthlessness that you haven't even noticed, and a piteous. It's too late to fix anything now that everything has gone wrong. Thanks to J-Pack, naughty J-Pack. It's been J-Pack all along, and I killed the great movie ride.
This is where the early planning is taking place for our so-called Disney World project.
It is a showplace dedicated to entertain, we hope, with a purpose.
The biggest celebration Walt Disney World has ever seen. Its 50th anniversary.
There's Alberta the monkey. We just saw Alberta the monkey. Welcome back to News Tonight. Let's find out, other than our all-time favorite J-Pack all along, what else is on Disney Plus right now? What can we watch this week?
Action.
This week on Disney Plus. Nope, that's last week's.
I knew we had too much time.
Week.
There's nothing new this
Last week on Disney Plus. Do you have the new one? Do the incorrect fact then. Forget that. Incorrect fact. We'll play the other one later. The incorrect fact of the week is also last week's.
Nice.
They're all last week's. We're doing
Well,
great.
2 of last week's make up for none of this. That's the right math, right?
In case if you didn't tune in last week, this is great.
There you go.
We just saved you. You don't have to scroll through the 4 hours of
Well,
last
I think it was
week.
played during hour 3, so you might have been gone by then.
That was near the end. A lot of people probably didn't. I should have read it. Instead, I talked over it.
Oh, well, play it again.
They're just going to go on loop now. This week, The Secrets of Disney Springs. It's Enzo's Hideaway. Who can find it?
No spoiler
Who
alert?
wants to find it?
I do.
You want to find it? I know. You and Lauren are the only 2 customers they have.
And I
think
love
you
it
just
that
go.
way. And Eric.
It's like on Seinfeld where he goes to support the Indian restaurant. He's the only guy there. It's just you and Lauren every night.
Exactly.
It's like, here's what you got to do. You put this sign in the bushes upstairs, and people are going to come. You think so, Pete? I know. I know. All right, play the... Is this the right one? It's time for March Madness, where this week all the things are in order, so I won't be shuffling through papers. All the excitement of last week. Of course, we started last week. It is our tournament of 64 of the greatest Disney parks backstories, whether they're from attractions, restaurants, stores, resorts, whatever. We won't be rereading a lot of the backstories this week, so if you didn't catch them, I really suggest you watch last week's show. But anyway, we will be debating them. Can we pull up the brackets? We're going to start our round. The round of 32 begins now. Show people the brackets. There they are. If you squint real hard, you can read them. That's better. Mine's in better shape. I can read mine. Let's take a look at the panelists. Obviously, Nick and myself are here over in the backstage area. Who do we have? We have Pete. There's Pete.
Hello, everyone.
There you go. That's not Spencer, because I know it's going to shock many of you at home that Spencer's so reliable. You would think Spencer would be here for the second week, but no. Thankfully, Wolf is here to fill in. Thank you, Wolf, for
Sorry
being here.
for calling you Spencer.
Appreciate it.
Okay.
Oh.
He volunteered as tribute. And
Did the shark get him?
Wolf, I asked you to bring
Amity,
like people eating behind you.
Oh,
I wanted to be consistent with last week. Pete, I give you a giant gelatoni too if you want to sit back there.
Put Pete in the Snoopy costume.
Eric Morton's here.
Never left. Been here the whole time.
You sleep.
Same shirt.
It was cheaper to stay.
Gas is expensive.
David Smith, who's muted. Maybe, or the speaker might be real low. I don't know. One of the two. And Marcy Smith.
Hello.
They're not muted, the speaker's low. Thank you. Hi, Marcy.
Can you hear me?
Have you been to a bar yet, Marcy? No? Okay.
Since last week?
Like in the last hour?
All right, let's begin, shall we?
Well, before we begin, let's remind everybody.
Oh, go ahead. Yeah.
Put up the phone number.
Trying to keep things
please. Remember, everybody, today is we're going to finish out the rest of the brackets for the Backstories March Madness tournament. So everybody who registered to play the tournament with us has a vote to use this week. So, of course, you want to use your vote strategically to get a backstory moving along in the brackets that's going to score you some points. Remember that the panelist votes are 5 points each. Your call-in votes are going to be 2 points each, but they could stack up and sway some decisions to go your way. So remember to use your vote wisely. You get one vote, even though we're playing 4 rounds tonight. Yeah. So use it. A
little more strategy involved than last week, right? Yeah. Okay, let's get started. Up first, the Twilight Zone Tower of Terror versus Soaring Fantastic Flight. Wolf, being our resident Tokyo expert.
You know, it's a hard choice, but
Wolf, you're new. Start us off.
Soaring for sure. So I haven't been on the show, but I've been listening, and I really like Soaring. I really like the backstory. I really like all that. But Tower of Terror is just really cool, even though I don't even like writing it. I'll be honest. So I'm voting for Tower of Terror on that one.
All right, Eric?
Yeah.
I don't want to waste too much time, although Jorge Campos gave us a $5 super chat. Thank you. Hello, Brazil. I'm going to go with Twilight Zone Tower of Terror on this one. I just think it's a great backstory that is primed for a deep run in this tournament.
Pete?
Again, when we first heard about Soaring Fantastic Flight last week, it was new to me. Obviously, I've never been to Tokyo. I thought it was really cool, very fascinating, but I don't think it is as important or as cool or puts you in the ride as well as the Twilight Zone Tower of Terror.
Marcy?
I'm definitely going with Twilight Zone Tower of Terror, although I would probably have voted it to be like the #1 if it had kept the original backstory, which was of Sunset Boulevard, like the real video, the film.
David? David's still muted. David.
Oh, David.
He's still
David?
Blink once for Tower of Terror, twice for Soaring.
He's going 2 for
That's Soaring? Is that Soaring? Yeah. Is that right? Is that okay?
Yeah.
We'll figure it out. Nick?
Having not been on Soaring, but hearing that backstory last week, I do love Tower of Terror's backstory, of course, and obviously that's one I've been on. But if you were to just put those 2 backstories up and say, Nick, which ride do you want to go on right now? Which one intrigues you more? I would say Soaring fascinates me more, and that'd be the one I'd want to go on. So that's what I'm going to vote for right here, not knowing anything else about the ride.
I love the Soaring backstory. Of course, you have sea involvement. You're at this flight museum. It's cool, but Tower is like the backstory, right? I mean, it's not based on a real Twilight Zone episode. They wrote a whole new thing. You're like, well, it's got to feel like Twilight Zone, and it really feels like a Twilight Zone story, right? And so they're both amazing, but I gotta go Tower. Tower's hard to beat.
I'm proud of you, Tom. I'm very proud of you, Tom.
It's not a blind love.
Okay, I'm proud.
Just because I don't like Toy Story Land doesn't mean I hate everything.
This is a big day. This is a big, big day.
Next match. Alien Encounter versus, my children. Illuminations, Reflections of Earth. My poor children. Nick, why don't you start us off?
This is crazy. I guess I have to go, like, all right, if you told me you're going to go on this attraction that has this cool alien backstory and this evil corporation and all this intrigue, or you're going to hear a story around the fire, as much as I loved that, and that's why I voted for Illuminations in the first one, because it really is, like, the whole idea of sitting around and hearing the story of humankind, you know, through around the fire. I can't vote for it over, hey, we got this cool story about aliens and cool company. We're going to go check this out. And there's like bad aliens. I'm going to go check alien encounter.
Never seen a bad alien.
Bad
before.
alien.
They're always so friendly, like E.T. Alf. You know, there's never been a mean one.
No. I want to go see mean ones. Alien. Yeah.
Alien encounter.
Sorry, Illumination.
I like Illuminations, but Alien Encounter is such a, and there's so much detail to that story, right? There's so many things you can pick up about the company, how they oppress their workers, and it's one of those things where on the surface level, from the pre-show and everything, everyone gets the story, but then if you really pay attention, you realize like, oh, there's more going on here. And I like that there's layers to it. So everyone's involved, but then if you really want to come see the show a couple times, you'd be like, oh, okay, I see, I get the reference,
Yeah,
I get the
layers.
joke. Like ogres. That's my favorite backstory at Universal, Shrek 4D. The best one. Pete.
Listen, there's a lot of cool alien rides out there. They all have cool backstories. I think there's one
Peter
that
Quill went to Epcot.
Yeah, one sits on the front of a bike at Universal and you know goes to another planet when his finger glows. I don't remember the name. Never saw it. But come on. I mean, this even our show notes don't do it the service. I saw in Park Center, which is our Wednesday night program, where they discuss what goes on, and they said that Illuminations doesn't even have a backstory because it's just the story, it's a show, which isn't true. I think that entire world showcase represents the whole backstory of Illuminations. I think that they wrote Illuminations so well to match what it was coming into. The fact that the torches and the music start way before the fireworks even start, just to kind of set the mood. You start to hear the drums, you start to hear the music, the torches get lit. It's almost, and then you're in, no matter what country you're in, you're coming together. Whether you're in Mexico or China or wherever you are, it's let's come together as a planet, as a people. It doesn't matter where you're coming from, which is perfect for a theme park where people come from around the world. It is the perfect backstory, and then, I mean, again, it's pulling people together, and then the show story starts to unfold, starting with the beginning of time, taking us to where we are today. I cannot turn my back on my beautiful baby, Illuminations, baby. We go on.
Wolf.
That was nice.
Yeah.
Let's go.
That was nice. But I'm going.
Get out of here!
I'm going alien.
Well, I was afraid to vote sitting next to Pete there.
Yeah, I'm just not that big of a fan.
Okay, Eric.
Get out of here.
I have problems with excess tech and it being super tropey and like the predictable big bad corporation stupid story that they've done a million times.
You've been around Disney too long.
But I will say this. I agree with the criticism that Illuminations, while I didn't really care for Alien Encounter, I love Illuminations, but I got to separate my feelings for the front story from the backstory, which is you're sitting around a fire. Which, cool backstory, but I think too much of Illuminations is a story that's told within it, and there's not a whole lot of backstory to it. So, as much as it pains me to do it, I'm going to go with Alien Encounter.
Cool
Blasphemer.
Cool backstory, bro. David.
So this week, hopefully this is working. This week, Eric likes rich corporations. Is that what I'm
Yeah,
hearing?
he's such a flip-flopper.
You know, I get the Park Center point about Illuminations, but like to Pete's point, it really does match that environment very well. It's very much, you know, bringing people together into a single story. You can call it a front story or backstory all you want. I like it. However, Alien Encounter's story is so complex and so integrated that it really goes above and beyond. I have to go with that one in this case.
Marcy?
Yeah, I still can't wrap my head around the story of the world being the backstory of Illumination. I mean, it's like you guys have said, the backstory is basically you're sitting around a fire telling a story, which isn't really much of a backstory.
Ugh.
So I think that Alien Encounter definitely has a much more in-depth backstory, and so that should take it for sure.
Oh, there you go. So it's Alien Encounter.
What's the final score?
Boom. I don't know. Who voted for Illuminations? Pete
Two.
and who?
Right, 2 people.
Was it 2? So
No.
that's no, it was 1.
Just 1, yeah.
Yeah, so 30-5.
Oops.
I'm not keeping
I'm
score.
all alone.
That's the next one. Big Thunder Mountain Railroad versus Jock Lindsay's Hangar Bar. Pete, I gotta let you start this one.
To
There's
me,
a bar.
I mean, again, I'm going to try to reference Park Center, bring in the audience from that show too. But
we'll also try to keep it short. We have 400.
Oh yeah, you're
of these
right.
to go.
There's only a few I'm passionate about, and this is one of them. Jock Lindsay's Hangar Bar. I don't think gets enough love. I mean, that to take such an obscure thing from a movie series that, I mean, they're bringing it back now, but kind of dated for this generation. It's just
Have you seen these movies?
I actually have seen these movies
All
in the
of them?
last 2 years.
Oh, okay.
But I mean, it's just great. It's really cool. But if you haven't seen them, it's a cool place to hang out. You want to take someone there. Like if you have, hey, there's this really cool theme bar, and then it makes you ask questions, which is what I think gets into the backstory. I'll try and save some time this week. I think Jock Lindsay's needs more love. Jock Lindsay's Hangar Bar, super cool spot to hang out.
Pete actually asked us this week what he should watch first, Jaws or Ghostbusters, or
No,
Back to the Future.
It was Back to the Future. I
We
haven't seen Jaws or
Ghostbusters
Back to the
either.
Future, and I asked what I should watch first. I think the consensus was Jaws.
Wolf, go ahead.
So I'm going.
Come on, pal. Coming to the dark side.
No, like
just your voice.
No. I think I'm gonna do Big Thunder Railroad. I just like the whole backstory of that. Jock Lindsay, I get it, like whatever, but no.
We like our evil rich people.
Yeah.
Evil rich guy.
Oh,
Now that it's a
you
little bit
guys.
connected to see, I like it.
You guys, you're in their pockets.
Eric Morton, evil rich guy.
So there's this rich guy.
Evil rich
It takes
guy.
it a little too far. No, so this is specifically the Disneyland Big Thunder Mountain. right?
Disneyland, Disney World.
Oh, and Magic Kingdom.
and
Okay.
Tokyo.
Not
they're
Paris. Yeah.
There are slight differences, right? It's a
Right.
flash flood in Florida. It's an earthquake at the other. Yeah, but
Yeah,
the story's
okay.
basically the same.
I love the aesthetic. I love the feel of that ride. I love that there's a story that supports it. Jock Lindsay flying. We're going to run into conflicts later down the road with all these Pleasure Island related
Yes.
things. Jock Lindsay was flying over Disney Springs and was like, I think I'll build a bar there, which is kind of, hey, why don't I build an island here? I don't know.
Jock
I love
Lindsay
it.
also had parking garages in his backyard, which is why he wanted to build them at Disney Springs.
But no, I love it. I love Jock Lindsay's. The backstory is fantastic. So
Right.
for now, I see conflicts coming down the road, but for now I'm going to go with Jock Lindsay's.
Nicholas?
Yeah, this is difficult. It really is, because I think Big Thunder has a more grandiose story, but I really respect what they did with Jock Lindsay's and to give it that much care and that much detail. But I think my problem is because of some of the things they maybe could have done there, I'm going to deduct some points for what it really is when I go there. And so I don't feel necessarily immersed in the story the way I do when I go and ride Big Thunder. So I'm going to give the nod to Big Thunder here.
I'm going to go with Big Thunder as well. I'll keep it short. Marcy, go ahead.
I'm sorry, I was distracted by a naked Pete on the other side of the TV, so.
Was it you shirtless? You changing shirts for backstory. Marcy, go ahead. Marcy, go ahead.
Oh my goodness. So if I ever went to a bar, no, I'm just kidding. I'm definitely gonna go with. No, I have been, but I love Jock Lindsay's backstory, and I honestly can't wait to go there and check it out next time I'm in Disney Springs. But as far as like Thunder Mountain and Jock Lindsay's both have a really nice, fun backstory, but I love Indiana Jones, and I think that, as was said, the fact that it's like an obscure piece of information from the Indiana Jones series really makes it cool for our super fans. So I prefer that.
If you guys want me to watch the kids while you go next time, I'll take them to Ganachery. We'll get those bunnies.
Oh wait, I don't know. I'm scared. Actually, would you let them play with your toys?
I don't let myself play with my toys, so. Anyway, David, go ahead. We lost David's sound again.
Well, here, let's try this.
There we
Can
go.
you guys hear me
There we
now?
go.
Oh, perfect. My mute is switched. That's nice to know. But I have to go with Big Thunder Mountain. You know, Jock Lindsay's is nice, but I'm not as overwhelmed by the Indiana Jones-ness of it as a lot of people are. I can't vote against something that has names like Barnabas T. Bullion or Professor Cumulus Isobar, and the whole story around that. I got to stick with Big Thunder.
I agree with your Cumulus Isobar assessment. Big Thunder by a nose. Next up, Mickey's Toontown versus Pleasure Island. Two very family-friendly establishments. Dr. Eric, why don't you start us off?
I don't even know where to start. These are two juggernauts, right?
Yeah, totally agree.
I love the Mickey's Toontown backstory. Like I said last week,
adorable.
It's what I would do if I won the Powerball. Just have all my friends come and move there. Have my friends move there. We could make shows. That'd be great.
And then eventually you just expand
and commute
across
to
the street.
Disneyland. Yeah. So I think it's fantastic. Pleasure Island is so deep, and there's so many backstories within backstories there.
Yeah.
And I think it'd be awful hard to knock Meriwether Adam Pleasure out at this early stage in the game, even though he's against a really worthy opponent in Mickey's Toontown. I think this could go either way, but I'm giving a nod to Pleasure Island.
David?
Yeah, tough one again. I got to go with Pleasure Island. I'm with you. I think Mickey's Toontown was a little bit too derivative of Roger Rabbit's Toontown, and so I'll go with Pleasure Island.
Marcy?
I'm gonna go with Toontown because I think that the whole backstory of that's where the characters go live after the parks are closed and everything. I really love that backstory. I think it's really cool. And when it actually existed, it was really fun for us to take the kids and to them to like see Mickey's house and stuff like that. So I'm gonna go with Toontown.
Pete?
Yeah, this is just really unfair for Toontown. I think this would have beat 90% of my bracket if it was seated somewhere else. But come on, baby, let's go to Pleasure Island tonight.
I feel like you checked to make sure you're wearing the right shirt. You did like a walk.
Yeah, I don't make sure. Boom, it's Pleasure Island.
Did I put a shirt on? Wolf.
Yeah, no, I agree. Pleasure Island all the way. I just love the whole backstory of that. Toontown's cute. I like it. But, oh my gosh. I'm sorry, I forgot your name. He just said that it's very...
David?
Sorry. He said it was very derivative of
Just blame Spencer.
Of Roger Rabbit, and it is.
It's almost as if Roger Rabbit lives there.
Yeah. So yeah, Pleasure Island.
Nick?
I'm going to give the nod to Toontown here. I was very, very pleasantly surprised when I heard that story. I know you were shocked that I hadn't heard that one
I feel
yet,
like you are a Pleasure Island character, so I'm really surprised by this choice.
No, I think it'd be a shame if Toontown gets knocked out this early, so vote in Toontown.
I'm also going with Toontown. It's too adorable. It gives me the warm fuzzies. I can't.
It's very Disney. It's very Disney.
I know I should vote, like, the fanboy in me, and I'm wearing a Pleasure Island shirt, actually. The fanboy in me is like, Pleasure Island, but I'm like, I don't know, like, the whole idea of, like, they lived there, they told Walt about the land, I don't know. It does its job, right? PI still wins by a nose.
20-15.
Yeah.
Close.
All right, next one. Let's try to go through these ones a little faster. Expedition Everest, The Legend of the Forbidden Mountain, against Space Mountain from the Earth to the Moon. Nick, can you start us off?
Yeah, Expedition.
Space Gun?
No, the
Space Cannon?
I totally forgot about Space. No.
Forget about Space Cannon. It's the only thing valid about that ride.
Take a Space Cannon up against the Yeti. The Yeti's going to win 8 out of 10 times.
They both don't move anymore.
There you
so
go.
It's fair.
But one has a strobe light.
They both have strobe lights.
Okay, one just one
They
has
have
fans.
a lot in common. We should get them together. The Cannon and the Yeti should be like a couple. Yeah, the Cannon's a little older, but I think they can make it work.
Yeah, but is there cannon poop on the way onto the ride?
Yeti versus Cannon. Yeah.
I'm voting for Space Cannon. I don't like the Everest backstory. I'm sorry. I'm very anti-Everest. You are. Pete.
No, that entire land, again, kind of talking about lands, not just attractions, plays into getting into that queue. The queue has an amazing backstory. I think Everest should go very deep in this tournament. If it doesn't, I'm coming back to say more before it leaves.
He has
Everest.
a shirt for that.
Damn it, where's my Everest shirt?
He's wearing his Yeti costume under that shirt.
Yeah, I'm wearing my Yeti boxers.
Wolf.
Expedition Everest.
Yeah, baby. You're back.
Eric.
I love this absurd idea of being loaded into a cannon. They close the breech and it fires you to the moon.
What is
It's so
ridiculous.
absurd. It's awesome.
Someone should write a book about it.
Yeah, they should write a book about it. And they had the audacity to build this thing. And functionality of the ride is not a consideration here. They're both disabled, but it doesn't matter. We're talking about backstory. I go with the space cannon.
No!
I'm disabled. Marcy.
I have to go with Everest just for that queue. I mean, it's insane the amount of detail that's in the queue about the backstory, so I have to go with Everest.
That's fair. David?
So I like them both. From the Earth to the Moon is great. However, I have to base it on execution of the backstory within the attraction, and I got to go with Everest for that.
It's Everest. Everest wins.
25 to 10.
All right, next. Big Grizzly Mountain Runaway Mine Cars against Blizzard Beach. I'm gonna start this one. Blizzard Beach deserves to win this tournament. Blizzard Beach is the best backstory. It is so creative. I thought about this since last week. Like, everyone gushed about Crush and Gusher last week, right? Because they're like, oh, tubes, and it found a way to explain the tubes. All Blizzard Beach was someone came up with a genius way to explain the slides, the tubes. Everything about a water park could be explained through an abandoned ski resort. And that is the most ingenious backstory of any of these. And I know no one wants it to win because it's a water park, but we all have to deal with this, that this is absolutely the best backstory in this tournament. I'm voting for Blizzard Beach. Pete.
I don't know if it should win, but I believe that it should beat Grizzly Gulch, so I'll save some time.
I love Grizzly Gulch, by the way.
Yeah,
Wolf.
Blizzard Beach.
Blizzard Beach. Eric.
Grizzly Gulch.
Yeah? You just being spiteful?
No, it appeals to me more.
Okay.
I think they're both good.
All right. Nick?
No, I'm glad you said it, Tom. I agree with you 100% that it's possible Blizzard Beach should win this because it's always been one of my favorites. And not even, well, contrary to popular belief, I don't love water parks. But that could be debated. I don't know.
Marcy?
I lose things
Blizzard
there.
Beach.
It's horrible.
Blizzard Beach. David?
Yeah, what a great, unique theme for a water park, Blizzard Beach.
All right, next. MILF.
Where?
Against Mystic. This is a
Stifler's mom.
matchup that can only happen in March Madness, folks. MILF versus Mystic. I don't know which is more misogynist. I have no idea. Nick, let's start us off.
Going with Mystic Manor.
Mystic Manor. Yeah, let's make this one quick, shall we? Mystic for me. Pete.
I love the MILF backstory, but Mystic is, I guess, cooler.
Wolf.
Yeah, Mystic.
Eric.
Mystic.
David.
Yep, Mystic.
Marcy.
Pizza. Yes, Mystic.
What? Oh, Mystic Pizza.
Mystic
wow.
Pizza.
That's a reference.
Forget it. Mystic.
Nice.
No, I got it.
We all got it.
Took a while for my brain to go back 22 years, but it got there. Next matchup. Mysterious Island at Disney Sea against, oh man, Galaxy's Edge at Disneyland and Disney World. Pete.
I know a lot of people out there love Mysterious Island, and it sounds very cool. I had no idea all about it, and like I said last week, it sounds incredible, but the way they were able to tie in all of the different elements of Star Wars to be in one place.
How would you even know?
No, because I know that it's like there's an outpost. I know that one side is good, one side is bad. No, I'm saying like how you.
There's good people in that.
No, but
there
like
are heroes on both sides.
This is why I'm perfect for this tournament. Let's just hypothetically say I've only seen some Star Wars things, maybe not all the movies, or maybe not more than one. But I know what's going on in that land. And again, I just watched The Mandalorian before all the movies. But it made the land even cooler. I'm just saying how they're able to put a place where you can make a lightsaber, get a droid, have space food, see the Millennium Falcon. You have.
They figured out all these ways to get your money.
Exactly, but they had to build a backstory to pull all those things together in one place where you can walk around and explore. So to me, that is a successful backstory, is that they're able to make a cohesive story about why this all fits in one place and what's going on around you. So that is why my vote is for Galaxy's Edge.
Wolf.
No. Just no. Like I feel like all that was just them trying to mix match. Like it just doesn't make any sense.
What doesn't make sense about the backstory?
If I, as a person who've seen all the movies, need to bring Nicholas Cicero to California so I have some idea what's going on in that land, we have a problem.
Yeah,
I've seen all the movies 100 times. I had no idea what anything was.
Maybe that's the problem. Excessive Star Wars watching.
I don't think that's the problem.
Mysterious Island for me. It's just way cooler.
Eric.
This is the difficult matchup. I have a lot of affinity for both of these. I would say my number one Galaxy's Edge is amazing. It's beautiful. It's got, my number one criticism of it is the weakness of it is the backstory.
Yeah.
You could take any other Star Wars story and plop it in there because those lands look so much like Tatooine or other stuff you've seen throughout the franchise, and no one would bat an eye.
Yeah.
The backstory itself is weak because it cuts out most of the, get ready to take a drink, iconic characters from Star Wars. So to me, the story is the boat anchor for Galaxy's Edge. It's the worst part of Galaxy's Edge. So I have to go with Mysterious Island.
I still stand by the fact, like, the lightsaber experience is the only thing in that land that succeeds in every aspect, right, including story. Like, in backstory, it's the only thing in that land that really works, right? When the First Order comes by, they all hide. The experience inside makes sense. But the rest doesn't. The rest is all over the place. Mysterious Island is the realization of how many years of Imagineering from and efforts that have been made to include 20,000 Leagues in so many parks, and then they finally get to Disney Sea and they're like, we're going to do it right. Captain Nemo has opened Mysterious Island to the public. You're going on excursions. You know, he wants to show mankind the achievements that can be made, inspire people. It's basically like fictionalized Epcot Center. It's kind of like Captain Nemo's decided people should learn and come on in and learn. And I love it. I think it's great. I'm voting for Mysterious Island. Nick?
Mysterious Island.
Thank you. David?
Yeah, same reasons everybody said. Mysterious Island.
Marcy?
Mysterious Island.
And it's Mysterious Island. Next round's going to be... I don't even want to do the next round. All right, next matchup. The Tree of Life versus Star Tours. This is a weird one. Nick. Do you want me to refresh?
Isn't it versus Phantom Manor?
Phantom Manor.
It should be Phantom.
You have the wrong match.
It's still right Tree of Life. Tree of Life just
right there.
Tree of Life's right. The wrong graphic. Is it not going back to it? We could just go. It's fine.
Manor graphic is broken.
No, you're very sad.
Kind of like that backstory.
So let's reword that. It's Tree, our show logo. Yeah, there you go. I fixed it. It is the Phantom Manor / Thunder Mesa / Big Thunder backstory versus the Tree of Life. I have a feeling it's going to be pretty quick, Nick.
Yeah, I think that's our logo for a reason. Phantom Manor.
Yeah, Phantom.
Hard disagree. Tree of Life.
I mean, ant story.
How do you say the last week you wrote off the Haunted Mansion because it was a convoluted backstory? This is a very convoluted backstory
it's not.
to me.
It makes perfect sense.
But also the Tree of Life is just more of a Disney backstory. That there was a barren land, nothing was around. This tree
Phantom
came
Manor
up.
Fixes the Haunted Mansion backstory.
Okay, Tree of Life creates an entire theme park experience. That it was a barren landscape. This tree grew. Animals came to seek refuge below it and around
And
it.
they
from
turned
A to
into
Z.
tree.
And no, they're overrepresented on the tree.
They died and became tree.
Again, you're just gonna, I know, if it's not Tom's way, everyone, I'm just saying Tree of Life is the reason for the park. It's an amazing backstory. It's a fantastic backstory, and that's what we're judging. I know everyone loves Phantom Manor. It sounds amazing. Not knocking Phantom Manor. But the Tree of Life backstory is so Disney and so beautiful.
Tom, you loved the Tree of Life story last week, so don't be shaking your head.
But we know what it's up against now.
Okay, well, don't shake your head.
What did it be last week?
No,
the tropical hideaway.
You're shaking your head like it's a joke.
It's a cute backstory, but you're going to pick that over Thunder Mesa.
Is it Thunder Mesa, or is it Phantom Manor, or is it about the guy in the family?
Does the attraction in the tree
he goes
fit the
and then he
backstory?
dies, but then he like has people come, and does he? Is he alive? Is he dead? I don't know it, and I've read it 16 times.
You shrink to the size of a bug. They spray a giant can at you.
That's not the tree. That's not what we're talking about. We're talking about the entire Tree of Life.
It's in the tree.
It's in the tree, but exactly, there's a lot of things on the
Imagine
tree.
if
That
there
whole
was a
park
3D
is
show
underneath the
about
Tree of
bugs
Life.
and
That
Phantom
Tree of
Man.
Life casts shade around the entire park. It's all of Animal Kingdom, not just one awful theater ride that no one should go on.
Let's move on. Well, I like it stuff to be a bug, by the way.
I like it's tough to be both too. So I agree with everything that you're saying because I actually do like the Tree of Life backstory.
We get it, the bait and switch comes every time.
Yes,
I know,
but
every time.
because of the fact that it's against, it's just because of the bracket. Just because of it's the bracket. If
Don't
it was
hate
against
the player,
anything
hate
else,
the game.
I would have voted.
I just don't want Tom to yell at me.
Phantom.
Eric.
I didn't know the Tree of Life story until last week, like about the ant and all that stuff. I think it's really adorable.
Yeah.
I think it's a great backstory, and I love the Tree of Life. It's beautiful.
But it
and the
walked
Phantom
into
Manor,
Godzilla.
it's almost not fair because we're talking about really all of Thunder Mesa versus a tree.
And an entire theme park for the last time.
But the Ravenswood family and all that stuff is very fascinating to me, and I think it would make a better. I'll say like this is like a series of novels versus a quick fable, and I think the Thunder Mesa Phantom Manor story is a little bit, a little bit cooler in my opinion. So I'm going to go.
Because kids love
with Thunder
long novels
Mesa.
over fables.
That's how I think about things. Yeah.
David.
I can't add anything to this discussion. I'm going to go with Phantom Manor.
Thank you. Marcy.
Yeah, that was actually a really good description, like a really in-depth story versus like a short story. So I'm going to go with Phantom Manor too.
In fairness, we voted Port Orleans out last week because it was a novel. So,
Thank you.
So remember that. I got yelled at. Someone was like, Port Orleans is like the best backstory. It's like they didn't want it. Star Tours. Now it's Star Tours.
We're doing the puppet show later on.
The Port Orleans backstory puppet show.
Yeah. Oh, the epic.
The next 4 hours. Star Tours versus Dino Land USA and Dino-Rama. I think this is another quick one, probably, Pete.
Dino, easy.
Wolf.
Star Tours.
Oh, okay.
Dino.
I see your strategy.
Eric went Dino. Nick.
Man, I'm voting against Star Wars all around. Dino, yeah.
I love Star Tours. I think that travel agency thing was ingenious. But Dino Land, despite being mostly garbage, has
Super
a really
cool.
great backstory. It's so much better than the actual land. David?
Yeah, and I think it's important to realize that it's all of Dino Land that's part of that. So I'm going to stick with that one. But I'm with you, Tom. I mean, Star Tours was an ingenious idea for a Star Wars attraction.
Yeah, Marcy?
Yeah, Dino Land. It's really a fun story. I like that a lot.
There you go, Dino Land.
Blowout, 30-5.
All right, next up. Typhoon Lagoon, home of the Typhoon Lagoon, of course. It's not the backstory. Versus, Pan Galactic Pizza Port. David, why don't you start us off?
Oh, I don't want to make this choice. I'm going to save my vote for Typhoon Lagoon for the later one that's going to come up. So I'm going to go with Pan Galactic Pizza Port because it is, in my mind, the best backstory for a restaurant that you can have that's fantasy-based.
Marcy?
Yeah, I'm going with Pan Galactic Pizza Port because I feel like we should only have one water park in this
Wow.
competition.
One's enough. Nick?
Yeah, that's a weird reason. Typhoon Lagoon should sweep the Pizza Port away like a hurricane.
I see what you did there.
Instead, it would take all the water in and use it to make delicious dough.
Let's have it Typhoon Lagoon versus Blizzard Beach in the finals. Let's do it.
That would be. That would be pretty great. The thing with Typhoon is I'm tired of the Storm backstory. You have Storm Along Bay, you have Pleasure Island. Everyone's in a storm. Everyone's getting blown somewhere.
Florida.
And Pan Galactic, I love. You learn so. I like again. It's that layered approach, right? Where you get the basic idea when you walk in. You're like, oh, there's aliens and they're making pizza. Then if you sit there and watch the film loop, you get the whole story of the company. I'm sorry.
Then you got to read the books,
the
comic series, and the video games. Don't forget about the video games.
I would not doubt there is Japanese Pan-Galactic fan fiction. It has to exist. Someone literally made a plush of Tony Solaroni. So fan fiction exists. Spencer, find me this fan fiction. I must
will.
know about the Tony Solaroni fan fiction.
Spencer Wolf is on it.
I will.
Spencer Wolf. Pete?
Yeah, I don't get the pizza port thing. To me, like, there's just so many gimmicky pizza place backstory. Like, I don't know. This sounds like
This was the first.
It sounds like Chuck E. Cheese wanted.
Was it
I don't
before
know.
Pizza Planet?
I want weather system versus weather system. I'm going hurricane versus blizzard at the end. Typhoon Lagoon, and you know what? We are in storms, especially here in the summer. It does storm almost every day, so being in that park like during a storm works. The theming on the rides.
I love being in a water park in a thunderstorm.
Me too. It
It's
empties
the
out.
best.
Honestly, here's a pro tip.
Uncle
Stay
Charlie
during the
didn't
rain.
make it, but
Everyone
we had a
runs
good
back
day.
to their
It's a
resort
good
or to another
Saturday.
park, and then it empties out. It is heaven. That's a pro tip.
Why do people leave?
Exactly.
Only water and light.
They don't want to get wet while they're getting wet. It's just too much wet. But anyway, backstory, Typhoon Lagoon works. I know it's kind of overdone. It's a good point, but it's relevant, especially here in Florida during storm season.
Wolf.
Pan-galactic pizza.
Yeah.
Wait.
Oh, cool.
Wait,
it's a space pizza oven.
Wait, because I like pizza. I like pizza. Nah, that's fine. It's close enough to Pizza Planet. I'm good. Let's do that.
Just so I'm clear on the backstory. They are based on Earth, and they deliver pizza to other planets
They have
in the
just
solar
opened
system.
the Earth location.
And it says it delivers pizza around the solar
If you call Zenith
system.
9909, you get pizza.
So they have
They promise
technology.
it'll
They have
be hot.
technology to travel
It'll be
through the
hot.
universe.
Where do they get their water from?
They're on Earth. They're on
The
Earth.
typhoon.
I don't know. I have problems with. They can settle other planets, but those planets can't make their own pizza. They got to call a delivery place that's millions of miles
No,
away.
they're saying they're better than the pizza places on the other planets. There are competitors.
Is it like a 30-minute
I don't really like
that.
that. I'm not like that intrigued by Typhoon Lagoon. I'm going to go with reluctantly with Pan-Galactic Pizza.
Pan-Galactic.
This
it
is a sham.
It's fantastic.
Ridiculous.
Next matchup.
25-10, by the way.
Yeah. What do we got? Wilderness Lodge against Skip. Now, this story has not changed. It is unfair to change your backstory between weeks. So we're going with the Jungle Cruise and Skipper Canteen backstory as of last.
This was just to get back at you for Chapek all along. They're like, we're changing the whole backstory.
Eric, what do you think? As of a week ago, which of these are the better?
I talked too much already. I'll just very briefly say Skipper Canteen.
Wolf.
Skipper.
Pete.
Skibbity-doo-dah.
Nick.
Wilderness Lodge.
Yeah, I knew you were going to do that. I got to go with Canteen. I love that backstory, even after they destroyed it. David.
Yeah, same. Skipper Canteen.
Marcy.
Skipper Canteen.
That's a shame because Lodge is great, but Canteen.
30-5.
Canteen. Next one. The Adventurers Club, Kungaloosh.
Oh, this is tough.
Against Crush and Gusher.
Oh, this is tough.
I don't think this is tough. Morton, get it over with. Go on. Just give me a Kungaloosh.
Just I guess Adventurers Club. Sorry.
You guess?
Adventurers Club. I know everyone's enamored with washing fruit. I
Wolf.
just.
Yeah, no, Congaloosh, yeah.
What did you say?
Kungaloosh.
The
Wolf's
Crushing
like, what
Gusher is themed around being
this
a water
word?
slide built by the locals of Typhoon Lagoon from the remains of a fruit exploration company's produce wash facility.
Why are you reading it again?
I just want to read the whole thing because I'm saying it's going to be eliminated. The Adventurers Club.
There you go.
It's a really cool backstory. Look it up, everyone.
Nick.
Kungaloosh.
I was reading it. And I was like,
Kungaloosh
It's cool.
for me. David.
Oh, I was going to go for Crush and Gusher, but I think going against Adventurers Club is its death knell.
Yeah.
I got to stick with Adventurers Club.
Marcy.
Yeah, Adventurers Club.
Kungaloosh.
Shut up.
Rock and Roller Coaster. This is not the Paris one that got eliminated last week. I can't imagine.
Avec.
Can't imagine. Avec, Aerosmith, against the Tower of Terror at Disney Sea. I get the feeling it's going to be another quick one. David.
Yeah, it's interesting. The Tower of Terror notes goes like 2.5 pages in our backstory notes.
Yeah.
Rock and Roller Coaster is literally 2 lines. I'm going to go with Tower of Terror.
Marcy.
Same Tower of Terror.
Nick.
Tower of Terror.
Same for me. Eric.
Anybody who votes for Rock and Roller Coaster here should be thrown in jail. It's Tower of Terror.
Just in jail.
Ouch.
Wolf.
Tower of Terror.
Pete.
We've seen that you can turn Tower of Terror into anything, perhaps even a Marvel attraction. What would Rock and Roller Coaster be without the backstory? I'm just getting in a limo
literally also
and
turning
going
that
upside down.
into a
Rock and
Marvel
Roller Coaster
I'm
with
just
the
saying-
Jonas Brothers?
No, but you have to justify why you're getting in backstage, why you're getting into a roller coaster. I just think the backstory
Tower of Terror
makes
next.
the ride. So I'm voting for Rock and Roller
That's
Coaster
fine.
because without the backstory, you don't have the
Doesn't
ride.
change it. Put the next graphic.
30 to 5.
Indiana Jones Adventure Temple of the Forbidden Eye versus the original 1998 backstory to Kilimanjaro Safaris. David?
So I have to go with Indiana Jones because my problem with Kilimanjaro Safaris is that they overdid it in that original backstory, and it was too on the nose. It was too on the, too direct. So I'm going to stick with Indiana Jones.
I don't know. I like a good animal carcass. Marcy.
You would.
Yeah, Indiana Jones for sure. I'm a huge fan, as I said, about Chuck Lindsay's, and the queue, just everything just really fits in so well, explaining like why you're there and the whole story behind it. So I'm gonna go with Indiana Jones.
Eric?
I'm with David. He took my thunder. The Kilimanjaro Safari, love the attraction. The backstory is a little bit too on the nose, a little too simple. So I go with Indiana Jones.
Wolf?
Yeah, Indy for exact same reasons.
Pete?
Indy only because, and I'm going to keep it short, only because Kilimanjaro, they have changed the backstory and it still works. So if you can do that, then obviously it wasn't that great of a backstory. But I do love
backstories that you're going to see animals.
Yep.
I don't want anyone to die. I want to live in harmony.
Nick?
Yeah, Indy's too good, too thorough, too rich.
Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah, I love that first Kilimanjaro Safari's backstory, but its arms are too short to box with God, especially when the God's name is Mara.
Wow.
Indy.
Did you just do a rap lyric?
Huh?
I'm impressed.
I use that line all the time.
I love it.
Arms are too short to box with
I've been
God.
impressed by you twice tonight.
Full of surprises. What's the last matchup of the round? Avatar Flight of Passage. There they are programming it again. There they go. I love this picture. I don't know why those two dummies in the middle
going
do
to
not
jail.
have the tops of their skulls. I don't know what. Or I guess all of them.
Pete's
except
going
the
to
last
jail.
two. That's weird. Versus Critter Country at Tokyo Disneyland, which includes rackety raccoons exploding blueberry moonshine still and the like. Eric?
This one's pretty hard for me, actually. I don't have the same affinity for Critter Country that others do, particularly because I hate the word critter. It just makes me feel like a hillbilly just saying it. So, but
critters.
Yeah, critter, you darn critter, get out of my yeah.
Here, critters.
Get some moonshine and knock out this mountain. But that part of the story is okay, at least at this point. I love Avatar's story, but I got to go with Critter Country.
Wolf.
Going with Critter Country, yeah.
Yeah. Pete.
I agree with everything Eric said except for his decision. I think Avatar slightly edges Critter Country out. I think Critter's a weird thing to say, although I love saying Beaver Brothers, so it's tough.
This is a backstory tournament, not a name tournament.
Yeah, no,
the name of your backstory is important.
I don't think the backstory, I mean, it's
The
a cute little-
attraction name tournament is
If
next
you're going to make
year.
fun of Tree of Life's backstory, then how do you justify this one? It's another cute backstory. I think the backstory for Flight of Passage
There's
makes
not
the entire
a
ride.
drunken raccoon who owns a saloon.
It is about
that
a drunken
blows
raccoon.
up a dam in the
I know
Tree
you
of
guys
Life.
all thought I would go for a drunken raccoon, but I'm more Disney, more family, and Flight of Passage. I mean, it's amazing pre-shows, the queue, and it works. It's a fantastic backstory that kids and adults can understand and appreciate.
David?
Yeah, I mean, Flight of Passage is a great attraction, but it's in reality, it's just taking tourists and turning them into tourists in another planet. This is way too early to vote against Rackety Raccoon.
You can't top
It's like
tourists
pizza
with
pork.
tourists.
It's just pizza on another
Marcy.
planet.
No, that's pizza.
Yeah, I can't vote against Rackety and his blueberry moonshine. That's just too good of a story.
Nick?
Moonshine, raccoon. It's too early to lose that story, so gonna have to vote for Critter Country.
Mind you, I do like the Avatar backstory.
It's
I like the whole
fantastic.
Ace thing. I like.
I actually was
I
gonna vote
love
for it
powerful
until it got to
psionic
me.
amplification
Thank you.
equipment. It's great.
Yes.
But
And of course, Sivak Ho.
Rackety. Rackety has my heart. Nick, do you want to do an update of the round so people can call in?
I do.
You
Let
have
me
that?
punch this one in.
Okay.
Here. I do.
You have we can put the phone number up. You can start calling in now.
So as of right now, the way it stands, Twilight Zone, Tower of Terror beat Soaring 30-5. Alien Encounter beat Illuminations 30-5. This one's close though. Big Thunder edged out Jock Lindsay's 20-15. Pleasure Island 20-15 over Mickey's Toontown, so that could change. Expedition Everest 25-10 over Space Cannon. Blizzard Beach 30-5 over Grizzly Gulch. 30-5 Mystic Manor over Monsters Inc. 30-5 Mysterious Island over Galaxy's Edge. So those probably won't flip unless we get a lot of calls there. Again, a bunch of blowouts here. Big Thunder over Tree of Life 30-5. Same with Dino Land over Star Tours. Pan Galactic Pizza Fort 25-10 over Typhoon Lagoon. 30-5 Skipper Canteen over Wilderness Lodge. 35-0 Adventurers Club over Crush and Gusher. 30-5 Tower of Terror over Rock and Roller Coaster. 35-0 Temple of Forbidden Eye over Kilimanjaro Safari. And 30-5 Critter Country Avatar Flight of Passage.
There you go.
So only a few that are close enough to really flip, probably.
I'm sure a lot of people have had their picks eliminated, so probably a good time to call in. Before we go to break, let's find out the actual incorrect fact of the week. The incorrect fact of the week is, the Port Orleans Riverside backstory we read last week was actually just fan fiction written by Nick Sasagula Losicero.
Is he a C member?
Nick, you're buff.
I got a lot of free time.
Wow, you've been hitting the gym.
Jack. All right, we'll take a commercial break. We'll be back with more tonight. Stick around.
Tell them it's a prisoner transfer. Did it work? Good. Now get a move on.
From Disneyland Resort President Ken Potrock, it's time for the candy every Legacy Pass holder will crave.
Pot Rocks!
Pot Rocks are colorful, flavorful fun that you'll be hooked on once you get just a touch of it. Just rip open a bag and let the fun begin. Sometimes you get candy, and sometimes, well...
All I got was 30% off my next Pot Rocks purchase.
What a deal! Makes you forget that you didn't even get any of the candy you paid for.
Not really.
Pot Rocks come in 4 financially conservative flavors. Angry Former Pass Holder, Canceled Pass, Park Still Closed, and Ruby Grapefruit. Watch out for the Angry Pass Holder bag. It's really bitter. Pot Rocks, they'll leave a bad taste in your mouth. And no, it's not a drug thing.
In an effort to streamline the theme park experience, we at Disney are unveiling a new version of the Walt Disney World Vacation. Faster, more efficient, perfect for those with limited days off. It's Disney's Park Express service. A trackless ride vehicle will pick you up at Orlando International Airport. Just stow your luggage where we would usually put a droid. Your transport will then whisk you down I-4, past our beautifully repainted arches to the Walt Disney World Resort. Your vehicle will use a priority access lane to go through temperature checks and security before taking you inside each park. At each park, the Unthemed Personal Conveyance Holding Acceptable Rich Guests Express, or UPCHARGE for short, will skip ahead of ride vehicles at our most popular attractions, taking you through all of the park's experiences in record time.
We rode everything in the Magic Kingdom in 45 minutes. It turns out the time you actually spend on rides in a given day doesn't amount to much.
Upon arrival at your second park, the upcharge can break in half, with the front half pulling up to the urinals, while the back of the car pulls into bathroom stalls. You might want to seat the misses in the back. Then, it's a quick breeze through all 3 rides at Epcot. Following your second park, a Hollywood Brown Derby meal will be served on board as you travel beneath the Skyliner path to Hollywood Studios. Then, it's time for all the rides in Hollywood Studios in under 15 minutes. Sadly, the upcharge doesn't have spring action shooters for Toy Story Mania, but you can just pretend to sling webs with Tom Holland instead. Last but not least, the experience ends at Disney's Animal Kingdom, culminating in a trip on Expedition Everest. On the trip home, the upcharge will drop you off at the World of Disney store to shop, and you can grab a bite at Disney Springs.
Okay, but how do we get home?
That's your own problem. Disney's Park Express service begins at just $3,999.95 per guest. You can also upgrade to Park Express Plus, which gets you through all of the rides at double the intended speed. Walt Disney World Resort.
Money, please. Money, please.
From WDWNT, the worldwide leader in Disney Parks news, this is Park Center. Each week we pick the top 7 stories in Disney Parks news from around the globe, and the panel and I break down, discuss, and debate what they mean for us, the fans. From the latest announcements to openings and delays to scandals and snacks and merchandise and more, we cover it all in 30 minutes. So join us every Wednesday night at 9 p.m. Eastern on youtube.com/WDWNT and watch episodes on demand anytime. Or subscribe to the audio version of the show on your favorite podcast app.
Welcome back to WDW News Tonight. We are live on YouTube. Thank you for joining us this evening. We appreciate it. But let's see what's coming up on the next couple of shows. Coming up next week, oh boy, it's our April Fool's show. We have the DFB cupcake game. So prepare the mats, Lauren. We'll put the mats out next week so we can throw some cupcakes around. It's okay, we're leaving here soon. We can throw them on the walls, whatever. The top 7 funniest attractions next week. Also the debut of a new segment in the year 2071. Debuts next week. On April 8th, we have the cupcake game's actually on April 8th. I apologize. April 8th is the cupcake game, and as well, Chicken Nugget Death Match.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know how we're doing it, but it's on there. The Old Feelings discussion, April 15th. April 22nd, our final show in this studio will be Animal Kingdom centric. It is Earth Day, so we are doing Parks Pursuit. There is a special edition of Liquid Magic.
We're bringing the house down.
Yeah. No, I think you're making one of my favorites. I'm very excited.
We are.
Should be a fun show. Lots of surprises that week.
Yes, great drop.
Lots of surprises that week as well. All right, do we have calls? Do we have result changes? Oh no, she's yelling at me. She's so mad. I have to do this now. It's fine. Just you're the boss. It's fine. We have a new shirt available from the Carousel of Products. Yeah. Have you heard?
No. Do you have one?
I do. I have it right in front of me,
outta
right here. This is a new shirt we have. It says "Donde está maintenance?" And it has a sombrero and a pot, and it's very cute with the fashionable Carousel Products logo. As with all of our items, it is a limited edition, so make sure you go grab one now at carouselproducts.com. There it is. Is it on sale now? Can you refresh that? I think it should be on sale. There you go. It's on sale now.
How much for this?
$20. All of our shirts are $20. No, you don't. We're not selling that. Show the feet on camera.
But I want one, Daddy. I don't want the Carousel of Products.
So when we move the whole studio, Lucas is building the whole studio out of wood.
Yes.
Like just everything. Like we're going to carve Captain Rex.
We have to keep matches. We have like a lighter check at the door for
all
guests.
woodwork.
We can't have any flames in here. Or this whole place will go out. We need to like leave your lighters and matches at the door.
You probably should anyway.
Yeah.
Probably a good thing to do. Nick, do we have any score up?
Lauren, can you hit the music?
Oh no.
Yes.
Come on, Josh. Come on, Josh.
Here we go. Toontown got 2 calls. Not enough. Moving on to the next round. No changes.
You're such a tease. Such a tease. He just likes to hear the people like the music. Turn the music off now.
Intensity.
It just goes through that last
Drama.
2 seconds. It's like the Men in Black load music. It just keeps going. All right, next round, 16. Let's go. She's like, I'm not ready. It's on the script. Yell at me, I'll yell back. What do you got? Twilight Zone Tower of Terror against Alien Encounters. This is tough, Nick.
I am stalling while
I wanted to see
camera
Nick's
switches.
face.
Okay. So I don't think this comes as a surprise to anyone. I'm just not as enthralled with Tower of Terror as everybody else in the world. And not to say I don't love the attraction, not to say I don't love the story. I think it's amazing, and it puts us in the Twilight Zone episode. And that
You live in the Twilight Zone permanently.
that is great, and I'm good with that. I don't think it needs to go any further in this competition. I think it stops right here against Excess Tech and the extraterrestrial alien encounter and that backstory, which I think just, to me, excites me more again about wanting to go on that attraction, not knowing anything else about the attraction. So all else being equal, that's what I do. I try to block out my experiences on the attractions, take the backstory. You tell me that which direction am I going? And I'm walking towards the aliens.
So I think this is the moment in time where we're at the pinnacle of Disney storytelling, right? Think about the best backstories in this tournament. They come from this 5-year period, right?
Yeah.
Port Orleans, Wilderness Lodge, Alien
Blizzard
Encounter,
Beach.
Tower of Terror, Blizzard Beach, Typhoon Lagoon, Pleasure Island. They're all in this 5 or 6 year period. These two are a year apart. Not really, because Alien Encounter opened the first time the same year. Skippy is the only thing that means anything to me in this world. And so I'm partial to Alien Encounter. I love both backstories, right? The Tower works on so many levels. You have, not only did there, like, we want a property that makes sense, Twilight Zone, we still have to tie that into old Hollywood. And people forget about that, right? Because they just think of Twilight Zone as an old property. But Twilight Zone is not exclusively about, like, old Hollywood. It is an old television show. But you had to make a Hollywood backstory that fit in the 1930s and 40s and have this elaborate idea of a hotel, and these people get lost in an elevator. We're going to put people in an elevator. It's tough. It's really tough. But I think Tower. I think Tower's the standard. They're both magnificent, and it hurts me inside, but Tower of Terror. Pete.
Yeah, for all the reasons you said, I think you actually made a good point. It's crazy those words are coming out of my mouth. And also, too, I just love when a queue and theming is tied to a backstory, and I think Tower of Terror does an excellent job of that, too, with, like, the 13 Diamond, or just the whole...
Well, in an ideal world, everything at the attraction should be in the backstory.
Yeah, and I just think, like, I love how they tie it all together. And I just heard a fun fact today. I'll do it on a live stream one day. But anyway, Tower of Terror.
Wolf.
Oh, dang.
Or a post show.
I'm gonna have to go Alien Encounter.
Nice.
There's no wrong answer to this one.
Yeah, this one's hard.
Eric?
I just feel like the Excess Tech story was probably easy to write, probably didn't take long.
You were the worst.
I agree with you. This sounds like a pizza port thing.
No,
It's easy to
I think
write.
it takes a lot more effort and art.
There is a 50-page story treatment in that storage room for Alien Encounter that I'm going to throw at your face.
I just think to artfully integrate the feel
no
of,
way you throw that at his
of the
face.
park
That's fair.
and of old
I'm
Hollywood.
going to photocopy
Yeah,
it.
that you would do.
And then I'm going to throw it in his face.
Is everybody done?
Sorry.
All right, Tower of Terror.
Thank you. David?
Yeah, I mean, they're both great. They're both transport systems that go wrong. However, I think what elevates Twilight Zone just a tad bit above Excess Tech is just the period of it, having to replicate that period.
Yeah.
And also there's a little bit more mystery. It's not quite as direct sabotage like extraterrestrial was.
Yeah, you don't know who sent these people to the Twilight Zone. I don't think you ever figure it out either. But Marcy?
Yeah, I mean, 1930s old Hollywood, even listening to the music as you're walking up Sunset Boulevard is like creepy, and you know kind of what you're getting into just because that backstory is like that good. and it just ties in so well with everything. So I definitely think Tower of Terror has an edge over Alien Encounter.
Yeah, I don't know. Boogie Woogie Bugle Boy just gives me the creep.
25 to 10.
What's the next matchup? Big Thunder Mountain Railroad up against Pleasure Island. Eric?
I mean, I'm going with Pleasure Island here.
I know you are.
There's a lot of weird stuff in Pleasure Island, but I just
Mostly the people.
Yeah.
It's where we found Maserati.
Oh, I hope I see him.
He's
I miss
there,
him the most.
dancing.
He's who I missed the most in the pandemic.
He's around.
He's around. I've seen him.
Is he back?
Yeah, I saw him at the stage right there by Jocks.
Eddie Maserati's around.
Saw him a week ago.
I love his backstory.
Yeah. He has the most intriguing backstory of anybody in this tournament.
He really should.
If we can
He's
incorporate
more of a
Eddie,
mystery than Tower.
if we can incorporate Eddie Maserati into this tournament, he might win.
I think he was in 30s and 40s old Hollywood.
It's Pleasure Island. There's too much to talk about with Pleasure Island.
He was
so
a neon sign in his young Whoa.
Man, these are getting.
They do get harder. That's the idea.
They're getting harder.
The better the quality as the rounds progress.
I'm gonna go Pleasure Island.
Pete.
Pleasure Island. I hope this sweeps, so I'll just save time.
Nick.
Sorry, Pete. It's not going to sweep. Big Thunder Mountain Railroad.
Okay. I'm going to go with Pleasure Island because I'm wearing the shirt. No, I'm joking.
Good reason. Nice job.
This is not the best Big Thunder backstory. The best Big Thunder backstory is Thunder Mesa. And so the story, I think, was improved. And so because of that, we don't need two of them. I think PI's original deserves to keep going. At least one more round. David?
So I get your point about it not being the best Big Thunder, but I'm going to stick with that just because at its heart, Pleasure Island is just a, fading warehouse district revitalization project. Whereas
that's really simplifying how psychotic Meriwether Adam Pleasure was. He built a UFO and it became a roller rink, so really simplifying things.
But if you want to talk about Psychotic, Big Thunder has supernatural elements, it has curses, it has things blowing up. So I'm going with that one.
Company that just took things too far.
That's also the backstory of Pleasure Island. Kinda. Marcy.
Pleasure Island.
All right, PI.
25 to 10.
Next matchup. Oh, it's the snow. The battle in the snow. Everest versus Blizzard Beach. Let me just get myself out of the way. Blizzard Beach. Nick.
Blizzard Beach.
Oh, Pete.
Since you spent so much time on Blizzard Beach last time, I would love to plead for Expedition Everest. How else do you explain, I know they were going to do this amazing piece of technology, right? We know we're going to have a 2-ton Yeti animatronic. Granted, it doesn't work now, but at the time it did. How they tie that story of this giant Yeti and you're climbing Mount Everest. It's, and at the time it was the most expensive roller coaster ever built. I think they did an amazing job on the queue. It's an amazing backstory. I think the whole land ties into that ride, which anchors that entire, which anchors all of Asia.
The best part of that backstory is the tea stand.
The Anandapur Tea Royalty
That
Company,
frozen chai is very
and
good.
which is great, which is just one little piece of a backstory, kind of like you mentioned for Pleasure Island, how that UFO is just one piece. There's so many things that go into this. The whole museum you walk through, the temples outside. It's an amazing backstory that ties all of that together. I'm going Everest.
Wolf.
Blizzard.
You sound so sad about it.
I don't want Pete to push me.
It's too late.
Please don't. Lauren still hasn't anchored those walls. Eric.
I'm conflicted. Everybody makes good points. As a kid, I had a paraprofessional at school that had done a bunch of time in Nepal, and I was fascinated by all that stuff. So I think for now, Everest gets a vote from me.
Okay. David?
They're really close. Pete makes some great points about Expedition Everest. So it really, in my mind, comes down to something stupid, which is I like Ice Skater better than I like
Yeah! My boy. Marcy. Ice Skater's
This is
best
really
skater.
hard because I was gonna go with Expedition Everest, but then you did bring up Ice Skater, and I do.
Yes!
Oh boy.
This is going to be one of those stupid things.
I
like
vote for
every
Ice
year's
Skater.
tournament.
How dare
It
you?
is not.
I like Blizzard Beach a lot.
Don't insult my religion.
But don't just say ice skater. Like it's just one little. Go ahead. I don't want to waste time.
Don't you dare.
Too late.
Sorry, Marcy. Would you have more to say? I'm sorry.
I can vote for Ice Skater if you're voting for a shirt. So I'm sorry.
Yeah, in your face. Oh, is that me with the shirt? I
think
don't
that
know.
was you.
No, not you, Pete.
In your face.
Whatever. It's always in my face.
Oh. All right, next one. No, this is the one. I'm gonna have to leave. Mystic Manor versus Mysterious Island. I have to go. David, why don't you start us off?
Oh, great, thanks. I have to lean towards Mysterious Island. I think that is the perfect encapsulation of Jules Verne's universe, if you will, and what they did with that is spectacular. I got to go with that one.
Marcy?
Yeah, I hate to keep agreeing with Dave, but I definitely am going to go with Mysterious Island. I think it's a great backstory.
Nick?
Yeah, honestly, this is kind of a toss-up for me, but I think I have to go with the immersive land and that story. So I'm going to go with the Mysterious Island.
This is so hard. Literally 3 of my 4 favorite attractions in the world are represented in this. Mystic has the better backstory. Because Mystic, you're wrapped into it from the second you step in the land, right? You already get an idea of who this guy is. Because there's just this sort of, just across from the house, there's just props everywhere. I don't know, I guess I can relate to this man. His collection's just thrown about all over his property.
We understand who Tom is as we walk down the halls and then through the office and
past the crates,
tell us his story.
And then you get in the queue and you learn that he's a C member and about why he built Mystic Manor and Mystic Point. You learn about his friends. You learn about the house. The pre-show lays out this great story. The story plays out so well. There's even little stuff like the explanation of the vehicle. Like he's also an inventor. It is every inch of that building and the land tells the story. Which Mysterious Island there's some places where not necessarily really wrapping into the story. It's just this moment of wow, this is the most incredible thing I've ever seen. But in Mystic Manor, it's really more about the storytelling and less about what makes Mystic great is not this big wow. It's the storytelling, and the storytelling comes from the backstory.
So in full disclosure here, I was really hoping I'd go after Tom, and I was just going to pick whatever Tom said, but then he made me go before him.
No.
So unfortunately, I had to go with Island.
No. Pete?
This is cool for me because I haven't been on either one, so I'm literally just judging it on the backstory of what I've read and seen. And I think in that case, Mystic Manor edges out Mysterious Island. Also, like it's so good they copied it. It sounds to me like this is Guardians Tower in California. Like there's a collector with a bunch of boxes of cool and rare items. So it seems like
there's a lot of collector attractions.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Harrison Hightower is the like bad guy version of Henry Mystic.
Yeah.
Right?
So that's why I'm going with Mystic Manor.
Yeah. Wolf?
Yeah, no, Mystic Manor. Like, I like Mysterious Island. I like the whole backstory there. Mystic Manor, though. Yeah.
Eric?
We talk about these collectors, and all I can think of is there's going to be a Tom Corliss ride one day where you go through Tom's apartment, and it's just all this stuff he's collected over
I don't
the
like
years.
this.
Tom has a pet monkey that accidentally rubs a lamp that he bought. I don't know.
Coming next week.
Accidentally rubs the Pandora lava lamp.
Yeah.
He has a Jason that accidentally buys too much stuff and it doesn't work, and then
I
we try to
Jason
fix it. And
swoops
things
down
go
the
horribly
vehicles
wrong.
malfunction. Yeah.
You try to escape, but the door is blocked by a box that Spencer shipped in from Tokyo.
Just popcorn bucket, you bump into it like popcorn buckets fall out. Not Easter Wonderland.
And you say I talk.
You have to
This is
decide
really hard
this,
for
it's tied.
This is really hard for me. I need to speed up. I'm going to say Mysterious Island, but these are both awesome.
20 to
Mysterious
15.
by a nose.
I'll leave that uncrossed.
Next. This is a really tough one. Thunder Mesa against Dino Rama and Dino Land USA. That was unfair for me to put other people on the spot. I'll go first. Like Dino Land is such a perfect story because it really emulates what would happen in real life. Tourist attraction opens, and then like cheap knockoff stuff opens around it. It's kind of the story of Anaheim, it's the story of Orlando, and Disney like makes this nod to it, which is really funny and cute and charming. Then the rides are awful. But then what elevates, you have just as good of a story in Paris, right? It's just as good of a story. What's different though is the level of detail. The level of detail and the attractions themselves are so great that it elevates the story. And so Primeval World doesn't elevate the story. Triceratops Spin doesn't elevate the story. Too many manners. Phantom Manor, I'll never get first time going to Phantom Manor. And the fact that instead of the graveyard scene, you go into the Phantom Canyon and Big Thunder's in the background, and I'm like, oh man, this is Big Thunder Mountain is in the Haunted Mansion, and it's all one story, and that is, as a fan, it's everything you've ever wanted. Everything you ever wanted and you didn't know you needed until you went to Disneyland Paris. I have to go with Thunder Mesa. The story makes that the land, it's one of the best lands in any park they've ever done. It is unbelievable. Eric?
Yeah, Axel gave me like a Phantom Manor opening flyer newspaper thing. I framed it, and I learned a lot about the backstory from Axel, and I'm really intrigued by it. I think it's really cool. There's so much detail and depth to it. I just have to go with Thunder Mesa.
Wolf?
Yeah, Thunder Mesa is my vote. Just, I don't know, Dino Land, like I get it. I love the theme of it.
Yeah.
But come on, like no, not for like a theme park. Like it's just weird that it's in a theme park. I don't know.
The theme doesn't make you excited to go in the land.
No,
right?
not at all.
As opposed to like Thunder Mesa.
Yeah, Thunder Mesa's just.
The second you walk in and see that welcome sign, you're like,
it's intriguing,
you're in it.
Yeah.
You're in it, man. Pete?
I think the opposite. I mean, I'm not just going against everyone on purpose, but
There's
I swear.
a bush covered in license plates.
No, I think, so first of all, I hate the land. Everyone knows if I can eliminate one land in any park that I've ever been to, it would be Dino Land. Or the Carnival, whatever it is. But the backstory works so well, and I think it's kind of a nod from the Imagineers to Anaheim and even Walt Disney World. You know, Disney announces this, and over the years, then all of a sudden, Fun Spot pops up, and you're like, what are you doing here? This is awful.
In fairness, White Lightning is way better than Primeval World.
Oh, for sure.
Just want to go on record
I think the Imagineers had fun here. Obviously, we know this was probably came from budgeting constraints, and they had to just throw something somewhere. So
the famous story, Michael Eisner told them, because they were like, we don't want to do the dinosaur. They want to do Beastly Kingdom. We don't want to do the dinosaur thing. And he said, you could draw dinosaurs or you could leave.
Yeah.
That was what he said.
So there you go. Yeah, I think the backstory makes, I mean, without this backstory, this land is even more of a steaming pile of nonsense. I'm going Dino Land.
Nick, did you go yet?
No. I'm going Thunder Mesa, and Tom, you said it. If you again, you know, I do that comparison. I put them side by side. You tell me the stories. Which one do I want to enter, not knowing anything else about what's in there? And it would be Thunder Mesa over Dino Land. As much as I cherish Dino Land, so
Marcy,
love it.
Yeah, to me, it's really no comparison. I mean, it's like Six Flags versus Disney. It's like McDonald's versus like Yachtsman. I'm gonna go with Thunder Mesa.
I was gonna say Yachtsman was not a great experience.
McDonald's versus
I know I'm gonna end up in the bathroom.
The McDonald's bread service is way better.
Okay,
Literally just order a hamburger without buns.
Does Yachtsman have bicycles where I can exercise?
They don't have a ball
Machine's
pit.
broken there.
Yachtsman should have a ball pit. I would go to Yachtsman if there was a ball pit.
It's in the kitchen.
Okay.
Did Marcy? I think Marcy went.
I think she went with Phantom Manor.
I'm also going to Phantom Manor, but I do think it's closer in my mind.
Thank you, David.
A lot of people are giving it credit for. I think Pete makes some valuable points.
Yeah.
The fact that the backstory outperforms the land, I think, is kind of what edges Phantom Manor in my mind.
Because it doesn't make you excited for the story, right? The story is good, but the land doesn't deliver on it, and thus the story isn't as good, right? Like if you write a great movie, you write a great movie, but you edit it poorly, it's not a great movie anymore.
Or if the trailer's
Yeah,
better
there's-
than the movie.
There's a bunch of movies like that.
In
It's
a
like
world.
the Zack Snyder
Screenplays are
story.
great,
The
but-
Zack Snyder cut.
Execution.
All right, next matchup. So that was Thunder Mesa, obviously. The Pan-Galactic dark horse of this tournament versus Skipper Canteen, or the battle of the themed restaurants. Nick, you start us
You know
off.
what? It's about time I change my tune and get aboard the pizza train.
Wow.
I want this
It's a rock-
pizza-loving
it's a
alien to
Pizza
rocket into the finals. Let's go, Pizza Port. I'm all aboard.
I gotta stop letting you go before me because I'm gonna go with Skipper Canteen. I love Pan-Galactic. I love Pan-Galactic. Skipper Canteen in the last couple of years is the crowning achievement in story. It takes the Jungle Cruise and adds so much to it and layers in other attractions, and it makes sense, and just everything about the story of Skipper Canteen makes me more excited about the Jungle Cruise, and actually makes the overlay okay. It actually makes you excited about what they're going to do to the ride. It's a testament to how good of a job they did on Skipper Canteen that you can pour that story back into the ride and it works. You can't just pour any story back in, right? Like that attraction existed for 65 years. So it says how good of a job they did on Skipper Canteen. Pete?
Yeah, this is easy. This is like Chuck E. Cheese versus Skipper Canteen. I'm going to go Skipper Canteen.
I've never been to Chuck E. Cheese.
It's the same as Pan-Galactic Pizza Port from what I hear.
Is it? Same? No? No. Wolf?
Yeah, Skipper Canteen.
Skipper Canteen. Eric?
As much as it pains me to kill Tom's son, I gotta go with Skipper Canteen.
Ice
killed like
Skater-
19 of his kids
My
already.
sons are Ice Skater and Skippy. Those are my children.
No, but last week you said Pan-Galactic Pizza was your son.
He said
Maybe.
19 things with his son.
So Skipper
This guy
Canteen.
is the most fertile man I've ever met.
It's all the family. Wow. All the family I have is animatronics. That's all. Wow. Aw.
Yeah.
Aw.
Next on Disney Plus.
Who did I miss from this group? Who didn't go?
I said Skipper. All of us said Skipper.
Oh, you all said Skipper.
Yep.
David?
Yeah, it's funny. Nick jumps on the Pizza Port bandwagon now, and I'm going to jump off of it.
Yeah, what the hell? I voted against that
Once
pizza
Nick
crap
likes something,
the
it's
whole
not cool
tournament.
anymore. So that's the problem.
And now I get on, and I'm like, all right, everybody, you swayed me. I'm all in.
We
on
all
the
saw that the kink boat was leaning over, so we're like, we better get off before it
King
flips.
boat goes left, you all go right.
Nope. Marcy?
Because the Jungle Cruise movie coming out.
Yeah, I can't be on the boat with Nick, so I'm saying
So rude. I'll be on that boat with you, buddy.
Sorry, Nick.
I am not doing well.
Maybe your shirt will win. Next matchup. The Adventurers Club against the Tokyo Disney Sea Tower of Terror. I'm gonna lead this one off. The Tokyo Tower of Terror is the true start of Sea, right? So Sea begins at Fortress Explorations, but it's this very old organization. It's people like Da Vinci. It's this old thing. So it's a cool idea, but it's not like that's a great area. It's a great playground. There's a great restaurant inside. It's a cool story. But then once you take that and you're like, the organization still exists all the way in the 1800s, 1900s. The organization's still around. And then you're like, oh, this is cool. Like it kept going until the point like there are actually people that, there's kind of this evil sea member, and he's this collector, and he just keeps taking artifacts and this. To take, what a task to have to write a new backstory for Tower of Terror, right? You did such a good job the first time. Then to come back and be like, all right, old New York hotel, rich, crazy guy, lot of money, steals artifacts, evil curse. That's what's going to send him down the elevator. And then the level of storytelling in that building is beyond our Tower of Terror. The gift shop is built on top of the pool. So you see the edge of the pool, and then there are wood boards that make up the store that cover the pool. You're in his pool. There's Hightower's face, a mural of him with women at the pool. And it's this level of storytelling is beyond everything up to that point. I just think you took something that it would have seemed impossible to rewrite Tower of Terror successfully. They came up with an original story that tied into the rest of the park and then gave you this really compelling backstory, old New York hotel, sea member. He's kind of evil. There's this cursed idol that's really cool. Everything about that story makes you want to unravel the mystery. The little bulletin board outside, it's perfect. It's absolutely perfect. I'm going Tower of Terror. Pete?
That sounds amazing. I can't wait to go check it out. I'm going with the Adventurers Club.
I knew you were going to go with the Adventurers Club. Can you tell me the Adventurers Club backstory without looking at your sheet?
Yeah, I believe Meriwether was out, but anyway, she wanted to have a social club for her friends from around the world to hang out, so more of a library social club where a bunch of these different characters from, like I said, from around the world can go and hang out and interact together in a very unique and fun way. I just think that's super cool. I don't know, like the other backstory sounds fun, but again, I don't know why a gift shop over a pool is a cool backstory. I just don't get that. It sounds very cool.
It's an abandoned hotel that's been turned into a tourist attraction by the New York Preservation Society.
It sounds very cool again, and I've read it several times. It sounds very cool. But for me,
like the Tower of Terror name is a gimmick they came up with to sell tickets to the attraction.
Cool. I still think it sounds it sounds very, very interesting. Yeah. And I can't wait to get there and be like, wow, maybe I'll change my answer. But for me right now,
that's fine.
The Adventurers Club has my vote.
I'm never taking you to Tokyo. Wolf.
Let's go to Tokyo.
Yeah, I'm taking Wolf. There you go.
Just to help Pete, that's Meriwether Pleasure is a man.
Man, yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
And his wife told him.
Disney may change this.
Yeah.
To me, he was always just a potato head.
But his wife
I don't see gender.
His wife said, get your stuff out of here. Your stuff is basically it was like Tom's apartment. There's stuff everywhere. So he built this club to put all his artifacts and stuff in his library. Right?
Sounds literally like
I think
it's
a great backstory, but I don't think that it's quite as rich as the Tower of Terror backstory. I love the Adventurers Club more than any other. I miss it more than any other defunct Disney thing. It's in the League of Horizons with me, right?
Yeah. The League of Horizons. That's another.
It's just a League with Horizons. It's Horizons and the Adventurers Club. But I think the story, the Harrison Hightower story of this.
Wow.
I see the attraction and I want to know more about the story. And I hear about the story and now I want to ride the attraction. It's like I just have to go with the Tower of Terror.
Wow. Nick?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go Tower on this one. I think it just has the better story. I wish our tower had a story like this. Honestly, I can't wait to go on it someday.
David?
Yeah, I mean, Adventurers Club has a good story, but I think what its strength was bringing those characters together into a single place and then having them perform.
Yeah.
That was really the highlight. Tower of Terror, the story is the star. That's what's driving everything about that attraction.
Marcy?
Yeah, Tower of Terror for sure.
Tower of Terror.
30-5.
Next one. The Indiana Jones Adventure Temple, The Forbidden Eye versus Critter Country. This is a tough one. Marcy, why don't you start us off?
This one's really hard because it's Rackety versus Harrison Ford, and I love them.
They're both a little scruffy looking,
Rackety
right?
versus Harrison Ford.
They got that scruffy,
Yeah.
scruffy thing going on.
That's so good.
I'm gonna go with Critter Country. So I'll vote for Harrison Ford later.
I actually noticed on my bracket I wrote Rackety instead of Splash Mountain or Critter Country. I just
It's like
just wrote Rackety.
versus go ahead, show me your balls.
Never mind him. David. Yeah. No.
So, I last round I really loved Rackety, but here's the thing with Temple of the Forbidden Eye is that it would have made a much better movie than Crystal Skull ever would have.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I can't go against that. Something that would be a great movie in its own right as a backstory seems to take it for me.
On the flip side, there is a Crystal Skull version of this Indiana Jones ride, and it is very good also, mind you. Nick.
Man, yeah, this one's taking a little bit of thought. think I have to give the edge to Temple of the Forbidden Eye because I think the movie franchise and the stories involved with the movie franchise are so rich. This feels like something that really could be, like you said, a movie.
Yeah.
You know, we could bring
That's
this
fair.
to the screen, and I would really enjoy that. And the other thing is the Rackety. I mean, that's a great story to tell me how the land came to be. And it would be a fun short or cartoon or something like that. But Temple is going to be a more epic story, and so that gets the edge.
Eric?
I love a drunken raccoon as much as the next guy, but I'm going with Temple of Forbidden Eye for hillbilly reasons I've already mentioned.
Wolf?
Yeah, it's funny that that Nick says it like that because that's exactly how I think of all these backstories. I'm like, okay, if they're gonna make a movie, is it gonna be something that I'd want to watch? How how
Is Eddie Murphy
intriguing-
going to be in it?
Yeah, like who's gonna be in this? I start fan casting it in my mind. But no, we're going with Indy for sure.
Pete?
Yeah, you guys know me. I usually vote against anything with alcohol, so I'm going with Indiana Jones. Actually, for all the reasons David mentioned, I think he made brilliant points, and I was thinking the same thing.
I'm giving a pity vote to Rackety. I owe him so much. So yeah, Indy. Nick, quick recap.
Sure. We had the Twilight Zone Tower of Terror beating Alien Encounter 25-10. We had Pleasure Island beating Big Thunder Mountain Railroad, also 25-10. Oh, yeah, 25-10 for this one as well. Blizzard Beach over Expedition Everest. 20-15, a little bit closer. Mysterious Island over Mystic Manor. Over on the other side, we have Big Thunder Mountain taking down Dino-Rama 30-5. 30-5 is the score for Skipper
That's Thunder, Mesa, Thunder, and
yes, I'm
Phantom
sorry.
Manor,
Thank
yeah.
you.
No, just clarify.
30-5 as well. Skipper Canteen Jungle Cruise over Pan Galactic Pizza Port. Guys, what happened there? Just as I started to love the little alien calzone.
You can still love him. He's wonderful.
Yeah, well, no, I can't. 30-5. I don't care about him anymore. He's out of mind. Tower of Terror, Tokyo Disney Sea, 30-5 over Adventurers Club. Temple of the Forbidden Eye, 30-5 over Critter Country.
There you go. All right, phone lines are open. We have the number up. While that's happening, I'm going to take out my wrinkly piece of paper.
Wrinkly.
Because it's time for March Tragic.
Yeah.
Show them the
There we
terrible
go.
graphic. Lauren, the terrible graphic.
Go them all in.
So this
Got
is our
this.
tournament to decide what T-shirt we will make that Disney would never produce. And so we are down to the finals. I'll watch the chat. This is a little less formal than the rest of our March Madness. So let's figure this out. Okay, let's do this matchup. We have Nick's Maxi Van Service, a fan favorite, against the new Epcot Skyline. This would include the Stargate, the tacos, the big blue box, the big blue house,
Maxi Van,
Maxi Van, spaceship
Maxi Van,
It's push
Maxi
lights
Van.
as seen on TV.
Maxi Van. Here we go.
Pit stop. I'm looking at the chat. I want to see what the chat's saying.
Drive it into the finals here.
It is pretty split in the chat.
It is not split. That's why we take the studio. Maxi Van.
Maxi Van. Maxi Van. Maxi
Van.
Van de Maxi.
Yeah.
All right, Maxi Van's in the final.
Yeah.
Neither of them can take out 12
Against Walt would be disappointed.
No, boo.
Or 12 flags over Epcot.
12 flags.
12 flags. Everyone likes 12 flags. Everyone likes 12 flags. People are still writing Maxi Van.
Yeah, they are.
They're way behind.
That's how they're getting to 12 flags.
Maxi Van. That's how they get to 12 flags. But the 12 flags in, that's where they stay. 12 flags. All right. So this is it. We're going to decide right now what shirt we're going to make. Is it going to be Nick's Maxi Van Service?
Imagine that beautiful logo
Advertising
there.
shirt.
Yep.
Or 12 flags over Epcot?
I think 12 flags is going to sell a lot more.
12 flags.
Everyone who's wearing the T-shirt for Nick's Maxi Van gets a free ride.
Wow, wow. That's
Yep.
going to sway a lot of votes.
Yep.
Comes in kid sizes.
I hope that means in a car.
Sadly, I think
sure.
all those
That
people, all those kids are in bed by now.
Maxi Van. Maxi
I don't know.
van.
This is tough.
I don't know.
You're the only
That's a
one
very
chanting.
niche market.
You are the only one.
I like
chanting.
the Maxi van.
Even the crowd went silent.
Idea better. I love the Maxi van shirt so much better.
That logo's gonna
but
look
the
so
12
good.
flag
The whole
shirt,
chat, Nick.
I'd be more likely to wear in a theme park.
Is 12 flag.
There are more people that don't know anything about
A
our
lot
show.
of people might not know what a Nick's
Here's
Maxi
what we're
van
gonna
is.
do. Here's what we're gonna do. Just for you, the News Tonight viewer,
Because 12 is
I
easier
will
to
make a
type.
limited run of Maxi Van.
Yeah!
They'll be very limited. We'll do like 50 to 100.
7.
Do like 50 to 100.
7 in each size. Hurry up, order now. I'm gonna be
Rob's like, Tom, do you know what it costs to do only 7 shirts? We can't make money.
I'm always
on
late, so
7
we stuck in
shirts.
an extra small Maxi van shirt.
We will make, just for the News Tonight audience, we will make 50
One
to
for
100.
every one of you.
50 to
Listening
100.
tonight. Oh,
More
no.
people watch
Okay,
the show.
sorry.
50 to 100
500 people.
Maxi Van
Yeah.
shirts, but 12 flags is the win.
Yeah,
We're making
that's
this.
fair.
Everybody
We're making
wins.
this 12 flag shirt. We have to.
We have to.
But how
I'd
cool are
even
those
wear that
Maxi
over
Van
the
shirts?
Maxi Van shirt.
Now I can throw that away. There you go.
But thank you, everybody, for your support of the Maxi Van.
What'd you say?
I said that's scuffed.
What's scuffed?
That art
The graphic scuff?
piece of paper.
Oh, yeah, okay. No one can hear you anyway. It's fine. Nick,
Yeah.
are the phone lines still lighting up? Do we know? Or are
Sorry,
we
I
ready
was-
to move on?
Yeah, sorry, I was ready. Let's see. Find out real quick.
Hold on. Nick is calculating.
I think that
That or
sound
he's
is
watching a
inspiration for
full
Rusty
video
Robot.
of the Pan-Galactic Pizza Loop.
Here we go.
That was time. Well done.
All right. Pan-Galactic Pizza is not moving on.
Thank God.
In fact, we have nothing changing as far as any vote results overturned. So not enough calls to overturn
Saving them up.
any votes.
Saving
All right.
them up.
On to the round of 8. Here we go. Let's
The
get going.
exciting 8.
Wait, Lauren's like, no. No, we're not ready. Wait. Now we can go.
Tower versus PI.
It's Lauren's show. I'm just here. All right. The Twilight Zone Tower of Terror at Disney's Hollywood Studios versus Pleasure Island. Eric, I feel like you're the right person to lead this one.
So, I have one criticism of Pleasure Island, and it's the logo. And I know people love it, but when in the mid '80s, if you're my age, there was a McDonald's guy named Mac Tonight.
Mac Tonight.
And
I
I
love
thought
Mac
it was a
Tonight.
McDonald's tie-in when I saw the logo, right? I thought, and then I read
I
this.
thought they were the same thing.
Yeah, me too.
So, apparently not. Apparently, according to the backstory, Meriwether Adam Pleasure went to the beach in Mexico and encountered this guy named the Funmeister, who's like, I guess, personality he kind of adopted, or I mean, he was doing drugs in Mexico. Is the long and short of it.
He's into UFOs. He probably did a
To
lot of
justify someone making we're gonna have a McDonald's at Pleasure Island, and they already had a Mac Tonight logo. I don't know. Still, the story is, I mean, that there's a story about even that. So how could I go against that at this point? Love the Tower of Terror. We can't have 2 Towers of Terror in the Final Four, and Pleasure Island has a very awesome backstory. So I'm going Pleasure Island.
You know, if the McDonald's backstories were in this, so Mac Tonight, the like Fry Kids, they all have backstories, by the way.
Yeah.
I grew up way before the 80s, so it was Mac the Knife back when I grew up.
Mac and Me? No, get out of here with Mac and Me. No. I love the McDonald's character backstories. We don't have time to get into
There's
them.
still a Mac Tonight guy, right? In the
They
iDrive
kept him
location.
on the world's biggest one here
Yeah,
in Orlando.
yeah.
Yeah, I've still never been. I need to go.
Oh,
I
yeah.
need to go see him. We should do that.
I'm in.
Is that an
We have
iDrive?
we have like a show.
Is that the one at Sand Lake?
We have a show
Yeah.
about stuff off property coming up. We should go do that. I could go eat a McPizza.
Like a weird
Let's go
Haleo-looking
get some
kitchen.
McPizza and go see Mac Tonight.
Yes.
Yeah. Wolf?
I agree. There can't be 2 towers. So I'm doing Pleasure Island.
There can be only one.
Because the other tower's better for me.
Pete.
I agree. There can't be 2 towers, and the one in Orlando is better. However,
Yeah, I like that piece of tree that's been stuck on the screen at the bottom for a while. That's great. I love that.
The piece of tree.
There's
where?
a branch that's been stuck for a year and a half over like the bottom of the screen in one of the shafts, and I'm so mad about. But anyway, go ahead.
That's tragic.
My favorite.
So
well
no, this is really
It's a backstory.
The branch is a backstory.
This is really. I think this is really hard for me. Because David made a great point earlier, which kind of bothers me too. Like, basically, yeah, like you just wrote a bunch of backstories to fit this warehouse district, but I just think those backstories are so good.
They're wild.
Yeah, they're just so crazy.
Really wild.
And I just want to know more, and I think that it's so cool they put so much time and effort into all these backstories. This is so hard. I'm going Pleasure Island.
I'm going to go with Tower. I think Tower's more creative. I think it's...
I don't hate it.
I just like the way it's layered through the whole approach.
Yeah.
I love the idea of you turn the corner, there's the billboard, the whole street tells
It's
the
so good.
story. I just like that idea to start telling the story when you enter the land was it was pretty new still at that point, that couple year period. And I think Tower was one of those moments where you're like, oh wow, the whole I'm getting the story every time, every step towards the building is a little more another piece of the puzzle. I like that slow build.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm okay losing here.
Nick?
I don't think you can go wrong here. It's calling one more creative than the other is super subjective.
I think all 8 that are left are
Yeah.
fantastic.
Yeah. So, they both do the job they set out to do of telling you the story, getting you involved, taking you in. But again, doing that whole thing where I'm putting 2 up against each other and which direction am I walking? Am I walking towards Pleasure Island? Am I walking towards Tower of Terror? I'm walking towards Pleasure Island. That sounds more interesting to me, more mysterious, something I want to explore and figure out more about, like, why is this going on? What's going on here? But just by an inch.
And you don't have to know the X-Files.
Yeah, I know nothing about the X-Files, so.
What did you pick?
Pleasure Island.
Okay.
Yeah.
Marcy?
I'm going with Tower.
David?
Yeah, there absolutely can be 2 towers, and there should be. I mean, Nick, did you just say Pleasure Island is more mysterious than Tower of Terror?
Yes.
I mean, it's more mysterious as to what the Imagineers were doing at the time, maybe.
For sure. That's the
Guys, I had this vision of a neon armadillo.
That's the series I want on Disney
We have
Plus.
to work this thing in.
Right.
We have to figure out a way.
Rhodey, unsilenced, the golden era.
What if there was a window at the urinals? Right? Fireworks Factory. There was
Fireworks
a thing,
Factory,
no?
yeah. They had the window at the urinal.
window?
Oh, I thought you were
Yeah.
at the new studio.
You stood at the urinal and you looked out into the restaurant.
My kind of play.
New studio is.
So PI by a nose, is that right?
By a nose.
By a nose.
I'm okay with either
That can
one of
easily
those.
be swayed. All right, next one. Let's let the screaming begin. Blizzard Beach versus Mysterious Island. Both of these abandoned ski resorts, I believe, in their backstories. Oh man, I feel compelled to start this. I feel compelled.
You already said what you think should win the tournament.
I did, but Mysterious Island is very special. But I still think Mystic Manor should have beaten it. Mysterious Island is amazing, but I just think the backstories are all about creativity. And like I said before, I don't know who was sitting there as like ski resort. I don't know how you even begin to come up with that idea. It is the most ingenious thing I've ever heard. Blizzard. Pete.
Yeah, I know I voted against the last round just because of the matchup, but I actually love the backstory for Blizzard Beach. To me, like you said, to justify just water being all over the ground because people are wet and getting off rides, snow melting off a roof when you like walk into the park is just so cool. And you're like, oh, the snow's melting into the gutter and it's running over, and that's why it's super cool, and it plays out all throughout the park. So I'm going with
Like
Blizzard Beach.
you pass Ice Skater's house, and because of
You
the
guys
weather,
are obsessed with Ice Skater?
because of the weather change,
Couldn't
he
care
has
less about
because
the
of the weather
alligator
change. He's
who's
sick,
cold.
so he sneezes, and the water comes out the
Could
chimney.
care
Come
less
on,
about the Ice
that
Skater.
level of storytelling. There's a manatee landing. Come on,
Manatee Landing sounds great, but I do like but I forget this Ice Skater guy.
Oh, you're the worst.
But no, I like Blizzard Beach.
I like Laguna Gator, the one they made just because they felt like they needed another mascot.
I do love diversity.
I hate Laguna Gator. Laguna Gator should go away.
I'm all about inclusion.
Yeah, no. Mysterious Island is really cool. It really is.
Oh.
But Blizzard Beach is just way cooler, I think.
Get it? Because it's cold.
Aww.
My plush. He had a good
I wish
day.
all those plush came wet.
You can't get the tag wet.
Worth it.
So did you pick Blizzard?
Yeah, Blizzard.
We got distracted by my plush
No, it's
photography.
fine. And that's exactly why. Blizzard, right there.
That was actually his house. Why did you have that ready? Oh, you just pulled it out.
That's a professional right there at work.
Yeah, good job. That's why she runs the show. It's her show. Eric.
How funny is it that, like, when the Velocicoaster opens, that Ice Gator will be the second most prominent blue reptile in Orlando, right? We got Blue, the Velociraptor, replacing Ice Gator as the
Can we
favorite.
bring back the blue song? Blue.
I can't let Jules Verne get shut out here. So, Mysterious Island.
Jules Verne can't get shut
Don't want to
out.
hurt his feelings.
Oh, man.
It's for you, JV.
JV. Come on. I can't. Nick.
Ice Skater over Jules Verne, for sure.
Improbable yes, impossible no. David.
This is so close, but in my mind now it comes down to originality, and the fact that Mysterious Island is based on pre-existing stories that Jules Verne wrote makes me give the edge just barely to Blizzard Beach.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense. Marcy.
Ice Skater.
Ice Skater. I'll just write Ice Skater now instead of just like I was writing Rackety Raccoon for a while. All right. The town of Thunder Mesa versus the Jungle Cruise and the Jungle Navigation Company Limited Skipper Canteen under mail management. Pete.
Easy breezy. Skipper Canteen. This is so cool. Like how we've already talked about this, but this I think is probably one of the coolest themed restaurants. You just walk. I mean, it makes sense where the skippers just have to walk down like this little path, and that's their mess hall, and they hang out, and the story is told throughout all these little rooms. And it starts with the check-in. It's so super cool. Skipper
Most
Canteen.
restaurants start with the check-in, yeah.
No, I mean the
It's not
storytelling.
really a story thing as much as a functionality.
I think the
thing.
storytelling begins right there. I think Skipper Canteen. I don't think this is close. That's how much I love Skipper Canteen.
Wolf.
Why me?
At some point in the 7 people, you have to go.
No, I know.
7?
Yeah, 7.
I'm gonna go for Skipper Canteen.
Oh no.
Attaboy!
Oh no. Eric.
I'm still conflicted. I'm still coming up with this. I will say, like, the cool thing about Jocks that we didn't mention was, like, every item you see has a backstory. Like, there's dozens of items with a backstory.
Yeah.
Same thing as Skipper Canteen.
There
I
is
have
a
not
Jock
walked through Thunder
prop
Mesa
at
to see all this. I'm intrigued by the Ravenswood family and all those things, but I haven't walked through there to see it all. So it's hard for me to give it the nod over Skipper Canteen, where I've seen the masterpiece and I'm awed by it. I say Skipper Canteen.
By the way, there's a jock prop in Skipper Canteen, and it says there may be snakes inside. Take a look. It's in the mess hall. David?
Very close, but I like the theming that impacts multiple attractions within an area and is cohesive throughout that area. So I'm going to go with Thunder Mesa in this case. I love Skipper Canteen, but I think Thunder Mesa takes it to just a tad bit another level.
Marcy?
Yeah, I agree with Thunder Mesa as well. I think that it's an amazing area, and the backstory just makes it even better.
Very united household tonight.
Hearing the story of Phantom Manor makes me want to hop on a plane and fly to France.
Damn right.
Hearing the story of Skipper Canteen doesn't even propel me to want to drive down I-4. Like, that's
wow.
So
in fairness, nothing does.
No.
It takes a lot to want to drive down I-4.
To get you to come out of that house, I don't know, a Gideon cookie or...
Gideon cookies does it.
Yeah, that's about it. Yeah. Otherwise, he's going to play his Disney Infinity.
It's the best restaurant in the Magic Kingdom.
So it's tied. It's tied. I'm going to throw another layer on. Like Thunder Mesa, again, we've talked about Big Thunder. We've talked about it tying into Phantom a lot. But the whole town carries this story. And I just think about loving that story, appreciating that story, and then you step into the was it Lucky Nugget is the saloon there? Or whatever. I forget which one it is. I think it's Lucky Nugget. And the
Wait, they have a saloon?
The
I
Proscenium
could change my vote.
has this big piece.
You never
of
mentioned
art,
a saloon before.
The big piece of art, which is just the whole land with the interconnected backstory, and it's so beautiful. And the appreciation of that is that they made a frontier land that tells what. And David talked about before with Indiana Jones. He's like, oh, this is good enough to be an Indiana Jones movie. The backstory of that land is good enough to be a television series or a Disney Plus series, and it should be, because it would be fantastic. Going with Thunder Mesa.
So would Pleasure Island.
So by a nose, Thunder Mesa. What'd you say? You want a Pleasure Island show?
Yeah, that's what I want.
You live Pleasure Island. You need a show about it?
Tune in next week.
It'll just be Pete's life.
All right, last match of the round. The Hightower Hotel, Tokyo Disney Sea. The Temple of the Forbidden Eye, Anaheim. Nick, what do you like? They're similar vibes.
They
so
are. They really
it's
are.
hard.
A lot of adventure.
One is Indiana
here,
Jones
a
and
lot
the other is Belloc, right? You got the guy
yeah,
that like.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Shriki Utundu is a radio for speaking to God.
I'm trying to take my affinity for Indiana Jones out of the equation. It's hard.
What's the better story? What's the better story?
Yeah, and that's the thing. So I'm gonna reach out to the little bit more unfamiliar. I'm gonna actually vote for Tower of Terror here. That story is super intriguing to me.
Yeah. I'm also going to go with Tower. Indy is magnificent. The Mara storyline is really neat. It is, and the Q tells. They're both at the same level, right? They're absolutely at the same level. I think, again, this came up before, but I think one is taking an existing idea, and they wrote a great Indiana Jones story. They really did. But having to come off of, again, this attraction where they already wrote a backstory, the Twilight Zone Tower of Terror, and you're told, like, all right, Tokyo wants something else. We're building the ride, but they're going to do something else. And you came up with this, it's magic. It's absolute magic. I'm going with Tower. Pete?
I mean, Tower sounds amazing, but I think David made a great point. This backstory is so good, it would be better than one of the existing movies. Is pretty powerful.
I don't know. You haven't seen. If you haven't seen,
but even David said it, and David knows a lot more about movies than I know.
Most things would be better than the fourth movie.
But I think that's a great point. I've been to the attraction too. I think the backstory is wonderful. And the other one sounds amazing. But for me, if we all agreed when David said it could be made into a movie. I think if a backstory is that good, that's going to get my vote.
I heard the Snyder cut of Crystal Skull is really good. I've heard that before. Pete, what'd you pick?
I went with Indy.
Okay. Wolf?
I'm going Hightower. Yeah, I get it. Like it would be a great movie, but I think the fact that I don't know, like Hightower would also make a great movie.
No.
And yeah, just Hightower for sure.
Eric?
Right after I binge watched the Ravenswood Thunder Mesa series on Disney Plus, I'm going for the Adventures of Harrison Hightower. I think that would be an amazing story.
Yeah.
So I'd love to see that. I think it's great. I think it's a twist on a trope where you have this guy who's like the main guy that you know all this stuff about, but he's the bad guy. Like,
Yeah.
I think that's really good. So I go with
Marcy?
I was
I'm going for the Adventures of Harrison Ford.
It's the two Harrisons, right? Yeah.
Harrison v. Harrison.
Yep. I'm going Indy.
David?
Yeah, I think they would both make really good movies, but I have to lean towards the more original story of Tower.
Yeah.
My son.
It's Tower.
The Tower of Terror.
Stop it. Nick, a recap.
All right. Let's see. We had Pleasure Island squeaking past Twilight Zone Tower of Terror 20-15. Blizzard Beach blowing out Mysterious Island 30-5. Then a close one, Big Thunder Mesa over Skipper Canteen. What, did I say that right?
No,
Thunder Mesa?
Big Thunder Mesa.
Yeah, Thunder Mesa. 20-15. Well, it's not, Mesa was not
Colon
even
for
written
Skipper
there, so
Canteen.
yeah. And then 25-10 Tower Tokyo Disney Sea over Temple of the Forbidden Eye.
All right, call now.
So a lot of close ones. Wait, did I have that right? Yeah, 20-15.
Yeah.
Yep.
While we're waiting for your calls, Nick.
Yeah.
It is time.
Oh, it is.
Walt Disney presents.
All right, this is a first. This is a first in the wonderful world of Psychotic Comments. We have never done this before on this segment. Never.
What?
Ever. have
Not
done
even
this.
once.
We're putting lights on Nick.
I have them over here.
All these comments come from a post that is not ours.
Yeah.
It's also not even Disney related.
That's also correct.
All right, here we go. The post was on IGN's Instagram. IGN, they rate video games mostly, but they also do movies, TV, and everything like that.
Yep.
They decided to get into the theme park rating business.
They reviewed it like
They
it was a game.
reviewed a theme park like it was a new Mario game.
Well, Land.
Well, yes,
Yeah.
Land. They gave it a 9.
Out of what?
Out of 10.
Oh.
IGN's ratings are 10.
Super
yeah.
Nintendo World brilliantly reinvents and gamifies the theme park experience. Let's read some of the comments people had about this, though. The Jack Sinister wrote, IGN, stop.
Oh.
Classic D's wrote, but you gave Bowser's Fury a 7.
Oh. 7.
Julio wrote in, really, WTF, if all this reviewing, can you guys reviewing my reviewing my toothbrush. Sorry, it's hard for me.
We give the
to read in the first.
To be
one.
fair, that's not proper English, so
Never
it's not your
mind.
fault.
Yeah, well, yeah. King wrote in, why are you guys reviewing theme parks? No one cares about your opinions on theme parks. LOL.
Me replying
I was gonna say, Tom, what'd
me
you
replying
reply?
to other websites.
Yeah. Yep. Basically. Now we know Tom's
What is my
secret handle?
Yeah, that's it. A big underscore.
Yankee Colon. Disney got to be a 4 out of 10.
Wow.
How'd you know? You must have just came back from a trip there. Not according to the customer satisfaction reviews, though,
No.
right? No.
Maybe before the pandemic.
It was a 3 out of 10 before the pandemic.
It was a 3.
Ape Man, the King of Apes, wrote, in 10,000 years when all life dies on Earth and aliens discover it, they're going to dig this place up and assume all life on this planet had eyes. Yeah.
Yep.
Mike Yo 18, IGN reviewing Buffalo Wild Wings locations next.
The Asian Zing on iDrive is the best. That's the one you got to go with.
B-dubs.
For the Asian Zing.
Aferio 3, if you guys are reviewing theme parks now, please rate yourselves. Your reviews are the worst roller coaster I've ever seen anywhere.
Wow. Have you seen Primeval World, sir?
Chrono 484, how are you guys going to give it a review when you haven't even reviewed a theme park? That's like asking me to review tugboats. Or king
I
boats.
appreciate that
People are the
reference.
best.
It's just like tugboat.
Tugboats.
Let him pull that out of left field.
And lastly, Matt Jackson, rate my roller coaster tycoon park next.
That's the best.
Yo, Psychotic comments, first ever. Not ours, not Disney related, but that was
Launched Free Fall 1. It looks too intense for me. 2 out of 10. All right. Do we have a score up there?
Let me see. We're still.
I don't want to go
We're
on
still on
Spiral
some calls.
Slide
We're
2.
gonna
We're still on some calls.
take some more time. Lots of people calling in. The phone lines are jammed. Lots of calls coming in.
Get a super stretch phone.
So we're gonna take some time here.
All lines jammed.
You want to go ahead and plug Carousel of Products again? Products again?
Products again. That's the name of it. Yeah.
That's the name of it.
Yeah. Let's show the shirt. Look at this shirt.
He wasn't holding up the sign. My cue card wasn't there.
Do you want me to plug the vacation?
No, not yet. I need that to buy time later. Oh, there it
is.
There's the alarm. There it goes.
That's our phone lines buzzing.
And this time we've blown the whole neighborhood. Get it? It's Carousel of Progress. I'm holding the shirt up for nothing. This is the shirt. You should buy it. It's cute. I like that it's green.
Should we give him 22 seconds of Spike the Bee? Hard cut?
No.
It's just a wall of
wigs.
bees
Only
and
the
shit.
wigs get the Spike the Bee.
Only the wigs.
Spike the Bee. Donde está maintenance? My fear was, so I think Noel was at Epcot today, and my feeling has been by the time we got this shirt out, the animatronics are going to come back and make the shirt irrelevant. And so I was convinced today was the day they were going to come back.
Is that the thicker
Thankfully,
shirt or the more
This is the
soft
thicker one. This is the Gildan.
Okay.
So we try to switch back and forth because we know people like one or the other. So we try to do every couple of shirts we switch.
Next
so this is
event's
the
gonna
thicker.
be soft.
You want the soft shirt from next
Yeah.
year? It's Nick's choice. It's his shirt. So you guys got to live with that.
Of course, if you don't know what Donde está means, it means the best. The best maintenance.
Question mark? Yeah, it's still accurate. Still right. Aw. Look at him.
God.
He's so happy.
Oh, my God.
Buddy, there he is.
Does he have an Instagram?
You know,
I gotta follow this guy.
I'm going to sound like an idiot. I didn't know he drove a Maserati.
Stop it.
I just thought it was like a nickname. I didn't
No.
think like it's because he has the car.
Yeah. And he has
Ferraris. He's got.
And all of them to match his shorts.
Yeah. All right.
That's fantastic.
He's
got
I want to be
moves.
him when I grow up. I
yeah.
really,
You're close.
really do. I'm close.
You'll get there.
I mean, yeah, I'm getting there. I need
Plus the
hat.
dancing. Tom's dancing is
People do
right.
point and say that's him as you walk through Disney Springs.
Well, they say, yeah, among other things. Among other things. Are the phone lines still jammed?
They're still answering.
jam-packed.
Yeah, we
Jeez.
got
All right. Well, they're still doing that. I don't know if we have something else we could slot in here. Maybe. I don't know if we want to jump forward. Does that make sense? Probably not anyway.
A lot of great programming coming
No,
up on WDW.TV this week.
Oh, you know what we can do? Do we have the Nintendo Switch? Do you have that? Let's find out what's getting released this week on Nintendo Switch. How about that? What do we got coming out this week on Nintendo Switch? If you had Pilot Wings, that's a cute one.
I can't wait to see what IGN says about it.
2 out of 10. Too many screens. The footage was recycled into the Mexico game. Our partners at AT&T are working right now.
We're taking our last phone call. We're going to see if this one
Last
makes a
phone
difference.
Last phone call. Pretty soon the sun's going to rise behind me.
We're having all your votes
So you can
counted
make that
on
happen.
shopdisney.com.
You can't even see it when you change the color. Just switch it back. It's so...
You gotta zoom out.
So strong in person, and then on camera it doesn't even show up. Now you're sad.
Uh-oh.
Here we go.
Oh, boy.
We got some calls.
Love it, love it, love it.
Got a lot of calls. One result has changed.
Ooh.
Pleasure Island is still going on.
Yeah.
That didn't change.
That didn't change. Tower of Terror, Tokyo Disney Sea. Still going to the next round.
Oh.
Didn't change.
No.
Mysterious Island. Still defeated.
No, come on!
By Blizzard Beach.
No!
Yeah, that was already defeated.
No!
Still defeated by Blizzard Beach.
No, but I know what you're going to say, and I don't agree
I
with
like
this.
it. We're going to Skipper Canteenville.
4 votes came in for Skipper Canteen.
Yeah, my people.
Overturned our
My
decision.
people.
Skipper Canteen is moving on to the final 4 as they have defeated.
I've been Cosmic
Thunder
Rain
Bay.
again! Woohoo! This is nonsense. This is nonsense.
I'm the best backwards driver.
Oh, this just in. Pizza Port jumps into the final. Just kidding.
I can't believe
Skippity-doo-dah.
you all killed Thunder Mesa.
Our final four.
This is a sin.
Pleasure Island.
This is a
Blizzard
sin.
Beach.
Oh, Skipper Canteen's fantastic.
Well, let's
Skipper
do it. No, it's time.
Canteen
If
versus
it's closed, let's
Let's
do
do
it.
it.
Final four. Let's go.
What a
Now
great Final
I'm
Four.
angry. Let's go.
He sounds mad.
I'm
Tom's on
livid.
tilt.
Livid.
Coming in hot.
Love it.
All right, Pleasure Island versus Blizzard Beach. I vote Ice Skater. End of story. Pete.
Pleasure Island.
Wolf. You're killing me. You're all killing me.
Every building at Pleasure Island fits into this theme. The Neon Armadillo has a theme, and
Preach.
The Rollerdrome has a theme, and Mannequins had a theme, and they're all fit into the overarching theme of Pleasure Island. And I don't like water parks. That's the tiebreaker. I go with Pleasure Island.
I like it. I like it.
Nick.
I love the story of the rich gator who, turned all the water into frozen hills that people can ski down. No. Blizzard Beach. 100%.
Come on. We have to eliminate Phantom Manor or Blizzard Beach back-to-back so we see Tom cry.
I'm leaving. I won't even be here for the rest of this tournament.
You know how many people would watch Tom cry
Dave.
live on This is going to be big.
David.
Yeah, I don't know how to explain this. The reason that all the buildings fit into Pleasure Island is because the theme is they took over a bunch of buildings and then put stuff in it. So
that's a vote for Pleasure Island?
Blizzard Beach. No.
Blizzard Beach. Marcy.
Beach.
Ice Skater.
Thank you. So by a nose.
Can be overturned.
If these people call, I
Could be overturned.
Call now. I know my
mean-
people have saved their votes for this
the
moment.
phone line got cut with scissors.
Oh, it could be
What
overturned.
happened? What happened? All
Who at
next-
home likes pleasure?
Ice Skater, Blizzard Beach for now over Pleasure Island. What's the next matchup? Undeserving Restaurant versus Tokyo Disney Sea Tower of Terror. Let me start this one off. Tower of Terror.
I love how Tom does this. He adores something
and tries
up
to
until
paint the
for
results.
round after round.
But then by
There's
comparison,
garbage in the
it's
final.
not-
You
It
have to
doesn't
stand at
deserve
least
to be
1,500 feet away from the voters.
Skipper Canteen is a top 8. It is not a top 4, and it is not better than Thunder Mesa. I'm sorry. Nick.
Tower of Terror.
Thank you.
Yeah.
David.
Yeah, Tower of Terror.
Thank you. Marcy.
Tower.
Thank you. Pete.
I'm not going to let those Kohler's votes go to waste. I'm a man of the people, and I can see what the people want. It's a fantastic vote. Skipper Canteen.
The Kohlers. Wolf.
I love to eat,
Yeah.
Preach.
but
Oh, it's always
Look
the
at all
button
of
to
us.
do.
I think we
love
all
C.
do.
I
Oh,
love
God.
C. C.
They're both C.
Yeah,
so you're
Scooter
gonna
Dance.
need
they're both
C.
C.
So which one's the best C? Come
Oh,
on.
God.
I mean, Tower.
Come on.
It's
You
a
taking
higher
Tower?
C.
Wow.
It's in C.
Higher.
Eric.
I just love Skipper Canteen, but
Yes.
I'm not as intrigued by I love it. I'm not as intrigued by the backstory as I am with Tower of Terror.
You two both bait and switch.
Tower
every
of Terror
time.
over Skipper Canteen.
30-5.
The phone lines are open.
Pleasure Island.
Nick, why don't you tell everyone very slowly?
Really slowly.
Very slowly tell everybody about our sponsor.
Well, you know what? Tonight we got a very special sponsor. Tonight, our
Oh,
sponsor.
sorry. I completely forgot.
We really appreciate our sponsors, because without our sponsors, we wouldn't be here. This show doesn't make money, right? Come on, let's be real. All right. So we depend on our sponsors. They help us thrive. They help us buy the state-of-the-art cameras. Those chairs you guys are sitting on, sponsor.
But
That's maybe don't say that.
Nick, when it comes to Vacationeer, are they gonna charge me for their services?
No. No. Wait, get this, guys. The Vacationeer, the engineers of your next magical vacation.
Yeah.
How much would you pay for them to engineer a magical vacation?
If it takes all the guesswork out of planning
all
my
the
vacation,
guesswork gone.
and I can just show up and have a great time,
Yep.
I mean, that sounds priceless, but yeah.
10
I
grand.
would double the cost of tickets.
20? Eric, what do you think?
I mean, I could go halvesies on that and go 10 grand.
10 grand. Random audience members, what do you think? How much? Priceless.
Priceless.
Priceless. Guess
And
what?
that is
free.
quite the vote.
It's free. It's free.
No way.
Look, go to
How do they stay in business?
wdwnt.travel for details. Check them out.
Oh, there's somebody at the
It's
door.
free.
We should probably wrap this promo up.
Take a bunch of them if you want. It's free.
So thanks, Vacationeer, for sponsoring
Thank you,
the show.
Vacationaire. You're awesome.
Who's
Guess
that?
what? We got another treat for you. Besides the freebies from our sponsor, ladies and gentlemen, tonight, it's a very special night for many, many reasons. One of them is we have a great visitor from the East. The famous seer, sage, all-knowing, all-seeing, and the proprietor of the electric umbrella in its backstory. And ladies and gentlemen, Cornac the Magnificent.
Whoa! Wow.
Welcome, oh great Cornac.
May your pavilions be blocked with tacos.
Thank you. I guess
I must say, even Cornac did not foresee that people would call in and ruin the tournament again.
Oh,
Cornac did not see that coming.
even above your vision. Okay. All right. That's what happens in March Madness. You never know. Never know.
Cornac knew.
But you know what Cornac does know?
Yeah.
What? The contents of those
The
envelopes.
contents of these envelopes, the
Yes.
ones I hold in my hand,
Yes.
the ones that
Tell
have
them
been
the backstory.
hermetically sealed in a pickle jar at the Tower of Terror since noon today.
Yes. Those ones.
No one knows the contents of these envelopes, Cornac. But you in your incredibly divine and mysterious way, you're going to tell us what's in here without ever before seeing inside these envelopes.
Indeed.
All right. Anyone can plainly hear and see. I always say hear. I'm just going to change it to see from now on.
Changed it
because
2
we
years
almost-
ago.
Not in the
Still.
script.
See.
These envelopes are sealed. You can see that. Look, I can't.
By C, do you mean SEA?
Can't open them.
Can't see.
Well, they did come from the Tower of Terror. I did take them from Hightower
Wrong one.
himself.
Oh, that one. Okay.
Yes, yes.
We had Spencer mail them.
Are you ready to find the answers enclosed inside here?
Indeed. Please hand Cornac the first envelope.
Your wish is my command.
Dadgum.
Dadgum.
Dadgum. Dadgum. How do you stop your father from stepping in gum? Dadgum!
Oh, Cornac.
Wow, no. I was not involved in that.
Oh, I was gonna say.
Shut up,
You're
Eric.
better than that.
Shut up. Eric just yelled, that's not one envelope.
No, Pete looked at me like he was going to hit me. I go, I didn't write these. I didn't write these.
Who wrote that one?
I swear. Excess Tech.
Excess Tech.
One of the losers.
Excess Tech. Who are the manufacturers of the Harmonious Marbles?
I love it.
Seize the Lagoon with Excess. Merriweather Adam Pleasure.
Merriweather Adam Pleasure.
Merriweather Adam Pleasure. What does Bob Chapek think are the names of the three fairies in Sleeping Beauty?
I like that.
Merriweather Adam
That's a
Pleasure.
good one.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, the fairies. Oh, they don't sell a lot of merchandise. Mother Lode. It's the bear. The bear from Grizzly Gulch.
Mother Lode.
Mother Lode. If you didn't like the first one, you're not going to like this one. Mother Lode. What do you say to your mother when she takes too long to get into the ride vehicle? Mother Lode!
Oh, boy.
See, people laugh. That was good.
That's a good one.
That was cute.
We can't have two parent jokes of Cornac in
My
the
mother's
same
going,
night.
Tommy, that one was cute. I like that one. All right.
We got Dad Gum and Mother Load.
Shang-Chi and the Ten Rings.
Shang-Chi and the Ten Rings.
It's a movie, Pete. You'll never see it.
I was going to say, what is this?
Shang-Chi and the Ten Rings. What IP and how many more rings are going in the World Showcase? That'll be the whole setup. There's 10 of them. It's an IP. IP overlay. A Sunsetter retractable awning.
Sunsetter retractable awning.
Sunsetter retractable awning. What will go over the now complete Tron Light Cycle Run canopy at the Magic Kingdom? It's the cheapest option.
go.
Alberta Falls.
Alberta Falls.
Alberta Falls. What is Pete believed to be a famous Canadian landmark?
It's the Canada side of Niagara, right?
Alberta Falls. Calgary. Explosive blueberry moonshine.
Ooh.
Explosive blueberry moonshine. From Rackety Raccoon. How could Disney have knocked down Interventions West faster?
They probably could have knocked it down faster with non-explosive blueberry moonshine.
What'd you say? It would have been faster with non-explosive.
Yeah, just corrosion.
There's just one guy with like a chisel
throwing salt water on it.
How's it go? Almost! All right, the last envelope.
The last envelope.
Clap.
Go.
Supposed to clap for the last envelope. We've only done this bit 400 times.
And we've never clapped.
They've never. They always forget. Barnabas T. Bullion, L.C. Clench, Harrison Hightower, and Bob Chapek.
Wow.
A lot of good names there.
Wow. Quite a posse.
Harrison Hightower, Barnabas T. Bullion, L.C. Clench, and Bob Chapek. Name your favorite rich Disney park villains who eventually get what they deserve.
Oh, yeah. Cornac the Magnificent,
Thank
everyone.
you.
Wow.
Come on.
Since you eliminated Thunder Mesa, I'm leaving.
A true
Bye,
honor.
Cornac. Well, let me get everybody up to date on what's going on here. Let's find if we have any calls. And
Apparently there's been a bunch.
all right. So we had Skipper Canteen down by 25 for Tower of Terror. Not enough calls to overturn that one, but let's see what we had on the other side. Blizzard Beach was up on Pleasure Island only by 5 points, 20 to 15. Did we have enough calls
PI people.
to overturn that one? Let's find out.
It only needed 3 calls, right?
All right. In fact, we had 10 calls.
Wow.
10 calls for Pleasure Island.
Wow.
Vaulting it over Blizzard Beach.
Wow.
Excuse me?
Yes. Tom, you missed a lot while you were away.
10 calls. 10 calls for Pleasure Island.
Yes.
Got it into the finals over Blizzard Beach. That is an overturn. We have the finals set up as Pleasure Island versus Tower of Terror, Tokyo Disney Sea. So let's get that changed.
The shirt plays. The shirt plays.
All right.
You Blizzard Beach fans didn't step up.
I'm so mad. Oh, okay. This is it. Championship match.
This is it.
This is it. Here we go. All right. Last two. What do we got? We got Pleasure Island versus the Tokyo Disney Sea Tower of Terror. Marcy, would you like to start us off?
Yeah, I'm going with Tokyo Disney Sea Tower of Terror. I mean, that backstory just sounds absolutely amazing, and it makes me really, really want to go and check it out. Whereas, again, Pleasure Island is pretty much what Dave said before. It's just a bunch of buildings that they needed to put stuff in. So I feel like the backstory for Tower of Terror is so much more in depth, and it just sounds so much more interesting. So I'm going with Tower.
David.
So let me ask this question. If the Pleasure Island backstory is so great, why does it not exist? I'm going with Tower of Terror.
Wow. I'm offended. I feel violated.
Wow, in your face, guys. Eric Morton.
The backstory's free.
Get him.
Right?
Get him, Eric.
That's no reflection on why a bar closes.
Or 40 of them. It's just that Disney doesn't charge a lot for alcohol.
I feel like, I know it's getting late. I want to discuss this real quick.
Yeah.
All these, this
Championship, we
is
should
C
take
versus
time.
C, right? Number one?
No, get out of here. Because he has an oar at Tropical Hideaway?
This is C versus C
Come
for
on.
sure.
This is C versus C. Merriweather Adam Pleasure was a member of C.
Everyone
Was he
knows
not?
that Merriweather.
This is the beginning of C. This is purposeful, not, oh, it'd be cute to rewrite people in.
Right, okay, so they did retcon him in, but this is like a New York apartment. This is not the beginning of C with Leonardo da Vinci.
Yep.
He's in a New York
This
New
is
York
what allows
high-rise.
C to leave that time period and opens the door for everything else. Otherwise, C is kind of this, I'll say it, it's kind of this lame thing. It's this background thing that's not even the most compelling part of Fortress exploration.
I'm going somewhere with this.
Get it.
There's a common theme with these C things where people have dumb names that match whatever they wanted to name something. Right, so Hightower with the Tower of Terror.
language.
You got Mary Oceaneer. You have Henry Mystic for the Mystic Manor, and Meriwether Pleasure, which is just a really stupid name, by the way. I don't know what their fascination is with people with weird names in C. Albert Falls, right? Right. Weird.
Yeah.
So,
Pete Carney.
but the story
dumbest
of
argument.
Circus folk.
What?
This is the dumbest argument. You know what the second highest
Oh,
grossing...
because it's
No,
not
no,
your
no, second
argument.
highest
No, no,
grossing
no.
movie of
Let
all
him
time is a
finish.
man
It's
going,
his turn.
I am Iron Man.
Oh, God.
Iron Man.
Because it's not his point.
You're
Let
gonna
the man
Harrison
finish.
Hightower.
Let me have my. Wait a minute.
Spider-Man.
I haven't even
Don't
voted.
push him off the soapbox.
I haven't even voted yet.
Like, come on.
I haven't even voted yet.
Why are we talking
I'm
Marvel?
just pointing this out. I think it's a little ridiculous,
Keep
all the
going,
names of C
Eric.
people.
Marvel's not in this.
Cut off Tom.
Marvel's not in.
Leave that out.
We
The
eliminated
better
Guardians already.
backstory to me is Harrison Hightower. So I don't know why I'm getting yelled at for, but
I
before
don't
I
agree
vote,
with your name assessment. That's why you're getting
they have
yelled
stupid
at.
names. It's a C thing.
But that's what we're like. Comic books and theme parks have like a common thread of it's very short and you got to get your point across in a hurry, right? It's not a movie. Also, English is not their first language. So Hightower, it might just
Imagine
be
you went over there and
easy for
spoke
them
English.
The people who
Hightower's
go in the
better than
park,
Pleasure,
though.
right? Hey, my name's Meriwether Pleasure. It sounds like a hooker's name.
That one's bad.
What?
That
yeah,
one's bad.
that was bad.
You watch your mouth. That's my aunt's name.
Yeah, I know. I read it on the bathroom wall during last break.
Oh, boy. Thank God it's 11:45.
I'm voting for a Tower. I apologize for the delay. I'm voting for Tower of Terror.
Well, thank you. I still don't agree with the name thing. It's a theme park. The name could be hokey. Wolf.
So, I like to eat. No, let's go. Hightower.
Wow.
Yeah, Hightower.
Okay.
Sure.
Peter.
So, I mean, I think Tower of Terror has been up against a lot of better opponents, and I think a lot of those would have beaten Pleasure Island for me. Honestly, I didn't expect either one of these to be in the top two. I think there's 10 better backstories. But power of the shirt. We're going with Pleasure Island.
That's right, folks. You've watched two 3-hour-long episodes for a man to go with his shirt.
Well, you guys put in the finals, and
that's what's happened.
All comes down to wardrobe.
All came down to a shirt.
We all know what's going to win here. It's going to be a blowout.
Nick, that's a good shirt.
Thank you.
I like that shirt. Go ahead.
What is that, a Harrison Hightower collection?
It is kind of a Hightower.
Appreciate that. Well, then Harrison's going to be disappointed in me. I'm going Pleasure Island here.
Come on.
I am.
Yes.
I enjoyed that story. I find it a fascinating read. The other one is too. I can't go wrong here. I literally can't go wrong here. This is a hard one, but at this point in time, whatever else I voted throughout this, I have to go for Pleasure Island here. So, yeah.
I think David said it best. Pleasure Island is a good backstory, right? We're not going to argue that it's a good backstory. But in the end, it was like we have a set of warehouses, and how do we wrap it together? It's creative, it's funny, it's interesting. But like I've already talked about Tower over and over and over, so I'm not talking about it again. But I think it's clearly in this matchup, it's the more interesting and it's the better written backstory. And there's such an enthralling backstory that they're still basically writing it. I think that says a lot, and they're not still writing PI backstory at this point.
Fanfic.
So yeah, I don't want to see that fanfic. I'm good on that one. So Tower of Terror. So that puts this at 25 to 10. The phone lines are open. We're going to take a commercial break, and when we come back, we're going to find out who is actually the winner. We'll see if you guys can sway this or not. Stick around.
25 to 10.
Your last chance to vote.
So, the rides of Cars Land aren't allowed to open yet, but that doesn't mean you can't have fun with your favorite characters from Disney Pixar's Cars as Radiator Springs comes to life every day with Lightning McQueen's tailgate party at Disney California Adventure. Why irritate your kids with waiting in 30-minute lines for food booths when they could be entertained by this Piston Cup champion and his lovely pit crew? Flo will even provide some high-octane refreshments for the kiddos. Your children will be captivated as Lightning McQueen teaches them important life lessons.
Okay, so you poke a hole in the bottom of the can with a car key, and then
Do you turn on with a key? Like, aren't you just alive? Or does another car turn you on every day in your world?
Don't worry about that right now. Now raise the can up over your mouth and then open it with the regular tap, and the juice will rush down your throat.
You can't even do it. You don't have arms.
Okay, kids. Blow like a Cadillac, drink like a Beamer. 3, 2, 1, ka-chow!
Don't miss a surprise appearance by everyone's favorite tow truck, Miter!
I'm the world's best backwards driver! Yeehaw! Woohoo!
Let's not forget Philosophy from Fillmore. I'm telling you, man, that third harmonious barge is even bigger than the other two. Art class with Ramon.
The secret to a good paint job is to be a little buzzed when you start. I was blasted when I started out Cinderella's castle. I think the pink turned out pretty good.
And of course, racing tips from Luigi.
You must eat the tonies to get the proper amount of gas needed to get to top speed. Pit stop. Then you will take a very long, uncomfortable pit stop, yes.
Learn life tips from Sally.
And so, anyway, if you make the wrong choices in life, sometimes you end up living near hillbillies. I was a lawyer, you know, but hey, at least I married rich.
Lightning McQueen's tailgate party.
Chuck, 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 Chuck!
Hey, who did this to my piston cup?
They did what, your cup?
Only at the rideless bar version of Disney California Adventure.
I have lower profits and I need cash now.
Call Gavin Newsom. Open the theme parks now. Open the theme parks now.
My salary is restored, but I need cash now.
Call Gavin Newsom. Open the theme parks now. Open the theme parks now.
I fired thousands, I'll can you too. All our layoffs, I will blame on you. Only care about me, and I need cash now.
Call Gavin Newsom. Open the theme parks now.
Open theme parks now.
Open theme parks now.
Right now.
Introducing WDWNT Entertainment, the new home for your favorite WDWNT shows, including Geekly Kingdom, a nerdy talk show with discussions, games, and interactive trivia. Deep in the Plus, diving into and reviewing the catalog available on Disney Plus. Cosmic Read Live, a show talking music, merchandise, vacation memories, and Imagineering attractions. WDWNT The RPG, a tabletop-style role-playing game like D&D but set in the parks. Ride Rehab, a satirical show of fixing attractions or ruining them even more. And many new and exciting programs to come. Subscribe now at youtube.com/WDWNT Entertainment.
Oh, good. Runaway Railway. I was already in a great mood. Nick, do we have any change?
I think we're still taking some
We're
calls.
still taking calls.
Yes.
Shut up.
Oh,
That
wait.
late night Pleasure Island crowd.
Please call if you need to vote for Tower. Please call.
Or Pleasure.
Oh, late. Lines are closed. They're actually
Lines are
done.
closed.
They're
Lines
done.
are closed. All right,
They're
Nick.
done taking the calls.
Play the noise one last time. One last time.
We got a few calls.
Here we go. Time to ruin my life.
For Tower of Terror. We got a few calls from Pleasure Island. Didn't get enough calls. Flip the results. Tower of Terror was up 25 to 10.
I love it.
Pleasure Island did not win.
Oh.
Tower of Terror takes March Madness 2021. Not enough calls to flip the
Tokyo
result.
Disney Sea Tower. There it is. Tokyo Disney Sea Tower Terror, the best Disney Parks backstory. Yay!
Here, 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 here.
Yeah, we're just clapping because they're ready to go to bed. All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that's it. If you're a Wigs member, stick around. There's a post show. And if not, remember, kids, you've all been outstanding now. I need you outstanding on that dock. Good night. You end the show. And you have been so mean to me all night about these cues, and you're not even ready to end the show. This is the backstory of Lawrence dismissal.